Yeah. Never give up, never bow down, never give up. Hey, hey. Never give up, never bow down, never give up. I've been through hell and back, took bullets to my brain. Just ask the devil why he's scared to say my name. Wake up, careful what you say to me. Back up, you better let go. Last chance to make it out alive, because I'm locked and loaded, so run for your life. Never give up, never give up, never give up. I'll never give up, I'll never bow down. This is my destiny. I'm ready to fight when it's do or die. There's no way you're killing me. I'm gonna rise above and give everything that I've got. But when push comes to shove, I'll take what's mine. I'll never give it up. Never bow down, never give up. Bring it back around. Never give up, never bow down.
Welcome to War 23. It is anniversary season. We have closed the final countdown, and tonight is about War 23. Michael McCormick and Bryce T. And Bryce, boy, do we have a card just littered with guys who don't like each other, young ladies who don't like each other, potential for someone called the cop-style violence, but some terrific action here at this event.
That we do. Just to give a quick rundown of some of the happenings that are coming here tonight. All the championships are on the line. Our main event tonight is a TLC match between Crash and Jimmy Shane, the leader of the crew. We have a dog collar match between Jacob Rose and Brian Michaels. But our first match here this evening is some tag team grudge match.
Gentlemen, use that term loosely. In the Gray Wolves, who have been in an awkward spot. Jackson Black comes out, the ringleader of this circus, really, that has been going on over the last year since War 22. But the Gray Wolves, Jareth Gray and Alex Lynch, we didn't see them last month. They're back. They seem to have an absolutely terrible attitude, and the way tonight's going, I think there's a reason why, given the fact that the reunited Wikked are on the other side.
Yeah, the originators of the name the Wikked are their opponents here tonight in the form of Amos and Kronos the Berserker. Though, of course, Jexy and her group of misfits carry the name officially.
I think misfits might be the nicest thing you've said about them in a while. This is not a group that really has been functioning at a very high level, but I think that's kind of anniversary season. People are trying to bring up their best, and
it's the amount of chaos that the Wikked have caused amongst everyone they've had problems with. Though, with Alex Lynch and Jareth Gray, we've seen over the past year the insane actions that they've done to the point of casting magic into the face of Apollo Starr at one point. They are not to be trifled with, but of course, neither are the men coming to the ring right now.
I'm pretty sure Jexy just threatened your livelihood.
I witnessed it.
371 days as the War Wrestling Tag Team Champions for Amos and Kronos, and you know it is about to go down if the hood doesn't even make its way to the ring. Amos, this is personal for him.
That it is. It was towards the beginning of the year when Amos was ejected out of the Wikked, when they turned their backs on him, having lost his championship opportunity against Crash. Jexy decided it was time to pull the plug. Had Kronos forcibly had to attack Amos, and then Orlando Christopher essentially replacing Amos, taking charge of the Wikked in the beatdown. But now Amos came back for his revenge, has reunited with Kronos, become his keeper and his friend, more importantly, once again. But now the Grey Wolves wisely getting the outside now, as I can only imagine one of the longest reigning tag team champions in War history are looking to to try and annihilate the Grey Wolves tonight.
You think about Kronos last month, when Amos came back, kind of set a weird chain of events in motion actually earlier this month, but 3 months is a long time to be gone if you're Amos. Got taken out in February. Kronos looked like he had a pin in his match last month, but Amos kind of came out of nowhere, and Kronos was all too happy to see his friend kind of walk off into the sunset.
Yeah, it was that gauntlet match that Kronos was lured out of, and now we see, as I do not envy referee Barney here for his drawing the assignment for this match, trying to get either of the Grey Wolves into the ring. Jarrus having a bit of a laugh at the expense of Amos's ring jacket.
You can kind of look at this and say, yeah, maybe one of them doesn't want to get in there, but it's tactics. These guys are pretty smart.
They have shown throughout their tenure as part of the Wikked that Alex Lynch and Jarrus Gray know how to get into people's heads. They've managed to defeat some of the highest caliber competitors in both singles and tag action that we have here. Of course, as I mentioned previously, Apollo Starr, who will be one of the 4 men challenging for the Respect Championship here tonight. They also have faced off with the likes of Will the Thrill. They have faced off against literally every single team that the War Tag Division has to offer.
I just kind of look at this matchup and I think, you look at the fact that these 4 were in the same faction for a long time, and you automatically kind of assume that means they're thick as thieves. And I never really am able to know if that was really the case. You can go back and watch all the other shows on Valor Media on YouTube and kind of see for yourself you want to see the evolution or de-evolution of this group. I never quite felt like everybody trusted everybody else.
I would say it felt like, for me personally, it felt like from day one of the Grey Wolves being brought in, that they were Jexy's backup plan. That said, in case of emergency, break glass, I have them in my back pocket. And I think Alex Lynch especially, he's all about business. Jarrus Gray, he aligned with that well, and they've served as good tag team partners.
I don't know that either one of them sees Amos, who's not the legal man, sneaking up, and they definitely did not. Amos just kind of looked around. What you guys doing? We're trying to fight. So we know that Kronos is legal, so there's really nothing Barney can do, because the match hasn't even gotten started.
Alex Lynch now, the Lycan at the feet of the Berserker.
How often at 5'11", 245, Alex Lynch is undersized with whoever's in front of him?
That is a very, very rare thing. Even more rare is for him to be bleeding right now. I don't know if I've ever seen Alex do that here at War.
He definitely is in for a ride, and not the one that he wants. Shot into the corner, and immediately, quick, frequent tag team. This isn't just a War Wrestling thing with the Wikked. Those guys obviously know each other well. They've been around, and it's unorthodox. And I guess a hug for Barney.
He deserves it. He's in for a long night.
I think every one of the officials here tonight at this event is in for a long night. So the frequent tags in the corners, and with as hot as it is in this building, a normal night is bad when you're taking on a group like Kronos. Elbow drop. That
is nearly 350 plus pounds of creature being dropped on you.
Yeah, that's not going to help anything, except for maybe a chiropractor. There you go. Again, it's kind of nice of Kronos trying to help out.
Do you think Kronos is a licensed chiropractor from his time in the sanitarium?
I don't think so. I think the license to beat up people is about the only thing that he probably acquired. I think he's just trying to twist Alex's head clean off. He's a square in the middle of the back, just rowing the boat. I feel like Kronos maybe more than the last handful of events where we've seen him. This seems like this is fun for him.
I've heard rumor and legend that Kronos has learned many of his just destruction tactics, his power moves from a former Golden Gloves boxer.
So stumped him.
I'm sure that Kronos has learned from the killers, and he is not afraid to use what he's learned in his innate willingness to destroy against the Lycan.
I think that's what's crazy too is, you don't just get put away for just hanging out on a Tuesday. Obviously, I kind of needed some time, but it fascinates me to just see the way that Amos is just that big brother figure, and he's the only one that can control that big man.
I think it's something about the two of them somewhere in their neural link are on a similar wavelength. Whenever we've seen the Pop Master in singles or tag action, he is always an enigma of a man.
And a kick right to the back of the head. Jarvis Gray right in front of the official.
I mean, Barney's not going to throw them out just for that. It's going to take a bit more for referee's discretion to disqualify the Grey Wolves. It's truly a wise tag team tactic.
It's always legal for you to don't get away with it anymore.
True.
Again, wrong corner for Amos.
Like, we also have to consider here, Michael. Tonight, it's the 23rd anniversary of War. We had our Hall of Fame previously earlier tonight, inducting Mojo McQueen, Cody Jones, and Jay Cortez. Oh! Double clothesline, front and back. 1, 2, only a 2. And I don't think anyone wants any of the matches here tonight to end in a disqualification, to end in a count out.
I think there are a lot of matches that cannot end that way tonight.
That's very true.
There's a ton of folks who just don't like each other.
This is the culmination amongst many parties to, let's call it what it is, a spade, to go legally beat one another to Timbuktu and back. Tonight is about settling the score.
There's a lot of that.
I think all the referees here tonight understand that, and they're going to be as lenient as they can to let these men and women settle everything.
So we get to the main event tonight, where you see the World Wrestling Championship hanging high above the ring, and that being contested with a Crash, who's been the champion since last year when he won it in a Japanese death match against Jimmy Shane. Now again, don't like their tactics necessarily, but smart tag team wrestling. Get your opponent to sort of incapacitate and distract the referee, and then just team up on it.
You saw on the outside there, Jexy Black just looking impressed, just going, oh, how quaint, to the Grey Wolves, just continuing their assault on Amos here.
Alex taking some time, and Amos has been in there getting beaten down for at least 5 minutes now. Just the power on display of the Lycan. This is taking time, though. I'm not quite sure, though, that Amos is a guy that I would just let lay in the middle of the ring and sort of regenerate his power.
That's very true, though. I think I almost feel like this is a different side of Alex than we normally see here at War. I don't know if it's because he's letting the crowd get into his head, or he feels like he has something extra to prove, but like you said, he's doing a lot more boasting.
Amos shot into the wrong corner, and still Kronos on the other side. They're just kind of taunting him, saying, come on in.
Launching his tag partner did Jarvis Gray. And now coming in hot, cannonball there. His spine rolled right across the face of Amos to only a 2 count still.
Yeah, if history is any indication, we're going to have to quite nearly beat Amos half to death before he's going to let you pin him.
I have seen Amos go through all sorts of high tides and low battles. I've seen his blood squirt halfway across the arena, and he still came out on top. It's going to take a whole lot for you to take him down permanently.
Jarvis Gray says there's something in my eye. Why is that the referee's problem?
Probably his hair, to be fair with you.
It's the leg DDT. Effective. Straight hooked him on the exact same spot in the middle of the ring, and still just a 2 count.
Jarvis Gray is quite, between the two Grey Wolves, he's certainly the more maniacal one. He's very, very sadistic, as we see right now, using his headband, trying to choke out Amos, using every bit of that 5 count that he has.
I went to fix his hair, and the referee, Barney, has to, again, he's running traffic in the oddest ways. Terrific set there by the Grey Wolves just to keep Amos on their half of the ring, but Barney's got to keep one eye on Jexy at all times.
Absolutely. It's only a matter of time until she tries to do something, which she always does. Stamping there onto that leg of Amos, trying to neutralize him.
Alex Lynch still just taunting Amos. Kronos trying to will himself in. Amos with the roll up. Got a 2, but he maybe made a mistake. He didn't go for the tag.
Big boots there from Alex Lynch. Do you think, Michael, that maybe Jexy gave the Grey Wolves instructions to, I don't want you to just beat Amos and Kronos tonight. I want you to tear them apart.
Destroy them on the way to the pay window. Look at the power on display from the Boston, Massachusetts native.
Yeah, with the amount of damage that they've been inflicting to the various body parts of Amos, that you have to imagine that they're coming in with some sort of particular idea.
They also seem to be using a particular set of skills, and that's destruction. 1, 2, and Kronos.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. He was trying to get in. And again, behind the referee's back, Kronos he's doing really more harm than good as it allows Jarrus to try to choke Amos out.
I think Alex intentionally threw himself into the crossfire of Kronos just to allow Jarrus to get that chance.
Just mocking Amos about the tag or the lack of. I'd be willing to bet that's about 6 or 7 tags now that the Grey Wolves have put on since that last time that Amos tagged in.
Lynch pressing into that shoulder.
Jexy just trying to harass Kronos. Said, I don't want anything to do. He made the motion as if he was going to knock Jexy out. Into the choke.
Jexy does not have a good track record when it comes to monstrous men under her control. We saw Beastman break free of her influences. Kronos now much the same.
But we saw him break nearly everything else in this building a year ago. And wait a second.
What in the world?
He was in the doorway. The Wolves into charge and a code breaker. Down it goes both men. Dead center of the middle of the ring.
I guess members of the locker room want to get a close-up look at the action here between these teams.
That's what happens when these events go on.
I mean, I can't say I blame them, but I can only imagine how crowded the television monitor upstairs is.
Probably between that and the chicken that's up there. If Beastman hasn't been by. Amos sends Lynch back into the corner. Lynch just kind of stumbled back, and Amos now with a tag. And here comes the Berserker. Goodbye, Alex.
Jarrus, have fun with your fistful of Kronos.
Jarrus gets one too, and this is just really not working out. Hello, Alex. You probably should have stayed gone. What is Lynch thinking right now? How do I get out of here? There he goes. There's the answer. Clothesline. Maybe not the one that he wanted.
Onto that stage.
Oh, come on. What the? He caught it.
He ate it.
Is he Koopa?
I mean, he has the same scaly skin. Jarrus realizing what just happened.
Did he just catch and eat a fireball?
I think he was trying to give Jarrus a taste of his medicine. Remember, it was Jarrus who threw a fireball in the face of Apollo Starr, giving a blast to the past.
So the Lycan on the outside and looking for a pump handle.
Jarrus nowhere to go.
Goodbye.
Butt down.
Just sort of thrown haphazardly into the corner.
Yeah, that bottom turnbuckle probably did a good bit of damage, and now up high. Look at that, Jarrus. 1, 2, 3, that's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of this match, the Prophet of Pain, Amos.
I don't quite know what happened in a lot of that, but the reunited Wikked, if you will, now the winners in the opening of this event. And I'm still trying to figure out, we saw a human being catch and eat a fireball.
That we did, and we also saw Jexy Black just immediately march her way outside of the ringside area, clearly frustrated with the Grey Wolves. Then again, we are going to see her again later on here tonight in a Fans Bring the Weapons match between Orlando Christopher and the Beastman, as previously mentioned.
So many crazy things, and now I don't know if I don't know what Alex is thinking here.
Amos and Kronos, I think, are looking for a bit of revenge. Throw him to the outside.
Get to the parking lot.
Darius might be the wisest of them all, staying as far away as he can get.
Just a terrific win for Amos and Kronos.
Absolutely, folks. And this is just the starting match of our event here tonight. War 23 is only going to get bigger and bigger from here. So stay tuned with us because we still have title matches, grudge matches, and galore. Our following match is going to be a trios match, and you're not going to want to miss it.
Six-man insanity here as we roll along at War 23. One of two essential six-man tag matches. We don't really know what's going to happen here because you see there, you've got Ashton, Adonis, and River Maverick, and Coach Steve. And last I checked, Coach Steve is not wrestling in this event.
Yeah, Coach Steve is not cleared to do such a thing. We saw that the varsity squad here had a vacancy they needed to fill, and now currently Ashton Adonis is kind of here on a trial period. Last month we saw him and River team up together. They weren't quite on the same page, but they're giving it another honest shot. Coach Steve was able to talk to him.
Sideline, I added this man right here to the staple. But tonight we're still one man down. So I went out and I found this one standing 6'5", the blue chipper, Adam White.
Standing 6'5". Where in the world does Steve find these giants? Oh, wow, okay. No kidding. That is a very tall human being.
You going to local basketball games? I thought he wasn't allowed because of the betting accusations.
I thought the NBA already had a deal out for him.
I heard there were allegations. But the anomaly in Adam White, and you heard earlier on, he's got a pretty good pedigree.
Yeah, Adam White here. I was able to catch up backstage with Coach Steve. Apparently trained with the Black and Brave Academy ran by Seth Rollins out in Iowa. He is certainly somebody that has raised from a strong wrestling pedigree.
This a set who does not like at least two of the four of these gentlemen.
We got a live performance for the men coming out to the ring now.
positive that is the very first time in War Wrestling history that a performer, or in this case, performers, have been live wrapped to the ring.
Hey, first time for everything. Everyone, welcome to the ring. The Soul Thrillers. Oh, had to get one more out there. Hashtag God got me. Soul Thrillers and Austin Elm. Will the Thrill, Qassius, Starr, out here to face our varsity squad here tonight. Michael, I'm sorry, I'm still having to recover. Did you see Will the Thrill just bouncing all around the arena?
I lost him in the crowd, and he climbed over the barricade and nearly took the light tower out. So 2 kids from Lima. And Will the Thrill, who wants me to remind everyone that he is 4-0 at the anniversary show. Won a couple of singles matches, a tag match, and a 6-man tag. Did not win a battle royal, but outside of that, Austin Elm in his first anniversary show. And a highlight reel elbow right out of the gate. And River's got to be wondering, how do I get out of here? Be able to turn it up.
Yeah, the River Maverick has kind of made himself the public enemy #1 in the locker room as of late. Coach Steve has said, all right, if you're going to talk a game, we're going to make sure you bring your game up. And that's why he's been going, finding partners for River, saying, all right, we're going to bring you up as best we can. Adam White now tagged in here. First time out here at War.
I don't know a ton about him other than obviously who trained him. I mean, Erik and Tyler, and that's a heck of a start, but he's tall, and Will's going to come in there, and he's not exactly tall.
Yeah, he's Adam White, rather fresh into his pro wrestling career. Will the Thrill, much more seasoned than him, but I think Will is going to have quite the time going against somebody. Oh, taking somebody that high down. The beauty of a drop kick. Adam White on wobbly feet.
And he was able to drop kick him in the face. So Will now in charge off the ropes, and he made a mistake. White made him pay.
When you're that much of a giant, you're able to just throw men around like crazy.
Got River Maverick, 5'10", 5'11". Other 2 guys on his team, 6'3", 6'5". Just a monster in White. Steve has now synced up his whistle to these clotheslines. White, not the experience of what Will the Thrill has, especially here in this building in Lima, but he's in charge with a splash. So nowhere for Will to go. He was spaghetti-legged already. He's been just abused since coming in and dropped. Right square on the face. Beautiful standing moonsault. 1, 2, not enough. 2. You're going to hand Will the Thrill his first loss at the anniversary show. You're going to probably have to do something else. Well, again, the Bath Wildcat, pride of Lima. Former 2-time War Wrestling Tag Team Champion. And those Tag Team Championships, by the way, that he won here a couple of years ago at the anniversary show will be on the line in the most unorthodox fashion. In a 3-on-3, just kind of crazily put together match we didn't think we'd see a year ago when the tag titles were defended in a gauntlet match, but a Freebird rule match. Any member of either 3 on either side. This is going to hurt. Big thanks to Quincy Peoples, by the way, who wrapped this trio on the right side of the ring into the ring.
Yeah, right now though, I saw Quincy out in the crowd there. He looked a little bit worried for his guys that he brought on out. Will
should be worried. It's 12 feet of suplex.
I was just going to say, what was that, 10 to 12 feet?
Goodness, Ashton Adonis, again, well put together young man that has made his mark here on War the last handful of months. Kind of an oddity. Former CIW heavyweight champion. You look at OVW, Ring of Honor. He's been on all of those programs, but kind of yet to kind of figure out how he fits in with Steven River. And Qassius, he fits in anywhere. Comes in with violence on his mind, and
We call Qassius a human highlight reel, but Ashton's gonna try and take advantage of that and make a highlight reel out of him.
Straight right hand to the chin. Just rocking Qassius, and Ashton. Took him a second. Oh, look at that.
Taking out that knee. Qassius was out with injury for quite a long time there, having recently returned back to the ring following a very beautiful, successful marriage also as well. Congratulations to him again.
And you got to think back 2-3 years ago, he actually made his debut in that Battle Royal at War 20. Kind of a surprise, but everybody knew that the Prince was going to be here at some point. Now on the up and over, Ashton. Where'd he go? Just so quick. And a tornado right at him.
This is exactly why I said he's called what he is. Qassius Starr is one of the most preeminent high-flying talents I've seen around the Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana area.
And he can't be, oh, beautiful throw. You can't be who he is with who your dad is and not just have some of that rub off on you.
So speaking of wrestling pedigrees, you can't be trained by the people Maverick was trained by and not be able to pick up some very, very talented skills. Of course, trained by the likes of Ryan Michaels and Aaron Williams.
They're all right. They've been pretty good. Let's see one of them in action. The other, the Godfather of the Midwest, has been all over this show over the years. On to the anniversary event a couple years ago. I still, the things he has done on these anniversary shows, I still ache just watching them.
I ain't thinking about them.
Adonis tagged himself in, and I guess the captain is not happy.
This is kind of what we saw last month. It was, River accidentally knocked into Adonis, and I don't think Ashton is any pleased by that. Adam right now on wobbly feet. Austin taking him to the outside.
Bye.
His legs about clattered into the guard barrier. Ashton sent along with him.
Sent him all the way back to Cable Road. Now what is, River's not gonna try, is he? Yes, he will. And he got both of his guys on the outside, and coach has no idea what to do here.
Austin Elm here looking like quite the nightmare on Elm Street for them, that's for sure.
Looking to fly. Full head of steam, up and over.
Tope con hero goes Austin Elm. Oh, Qassius. I think Qassius wants in on it. And Will following the lead even with injured ribs.
I think Steve was going to try to stop it by blowing the whistle. I don't think that's going to work, coach. Both men up to the top. Will on one side, Qassius on the other, looking to fly.
And everyone is down.
That was a strike right down the middle.
Like Quincy was saying earlier, I think all of them are iced out right now. Dodge the running knee.
Face first. Now River, he's going to drop. Oh! Beautiful running kick and the rocket kick. Will, though, he's in control. Quick feet into that side super kick, and down he goes with the Bulldog.
Adam now taking Will to the corner. Oh, this ain't good. Back body drop from a skyscraper.
Did you see his foot nearly hit the World Wrestling Championship? Qassius into the cutter.
Oh, but here comes Ashton again.
Ashton, good night.
Turn Qassius inside out.
Austin Elm somehow struggles back to his feet. Full head of steam for him. He's spinning right round, and he gets planted in the center of the ring.
The lone man standing. Astonishing Ashton Adonis.
Looking to decimate Austin Elm's face.
You hear the crowd. Uh-oh.
Oh, River.
River, for the sake of your own chances, why do you put yourself in these positions?
River, who debuted at War in October of 24 with a win. In a bad spot! How about that with a moonsault? 1, 2, and 3. Will the Thrill still unbeaten at the War Anniversary events. 5-0.
Austin L. and Will the Thrill.
So another miscommunication between El Capitan and River Maverick and anybody else as a member of the varsity squad. And you can just see, like, Ashton Adonis is not about that lost life right now. I just staring at it.
I mean, he doesn't seem to really, Ashton doesn't seem to really care about the loss. He cares about the disrespect. But right now, Austin showing a bit of disrespect down to River, giving a little bit of dance.
Quincy was dancing.
Quincy out in the audience again as he plays over the airwaves. The Soul Thrillers back together again in Austin L. The Prides of Lima getting a victory here tonight. The Quincy Peoples as they're back in track. What a high energy matchup this was, Michael.
Will's even posing for pictures. Oh boy. Yeah, it begs the question, where do River and Coach Steve go from here? Tryouts are going to be fun.
I almost wonder if maybe Ashton and Adam might have a better chance together without River. But that's something we'll have to deal with another time. Quincy just walking right on past him. Back out here again for celebrations.
They were not thrilled about letting him go on by. Well, his chest is lit up, but he's a 5-0. Just gonna pose for pictures long into the night, I think.
And there we see, get that good shot there, everybody. You love to see it. Lima, Ohio, this is a feel-good victory for you, that's for certain.
There is going to be no feel-good about what happens in our next match as we come along here to match number 3 at the anniversary show. The last 6 months in War Wrestling has been fascinating from the women's perspective because there have been 4 different champions. The only woman to defend that championship successfully, walking out with the belt right now, is mother and Chelsea Lyons.
She's from Cleveland, Ohio. She's the War Women's Champion, Chelsea Lyons, the mother.
Here's the crazy thing about that, Michael. She's the only one to defend it successfully, and she still lost it at one point in this 6-month span. That just goes to show you how utterly asinine it's been when it comes to just the sheer amounts of back and forth. These women that have come through the doors of War Wrestling are fighting tooth and nail, doing everything they have to get a hold of that gold. And the thing is no one has been able to keep it for long. Chelsea Lyons seems to have somehow figured out her way to get her clutches still held on tight to it. But the woman that she's going to be facing here tonight is the woman who ended the gigantic reign of Shauna Reed at War 22 last year.
Which we thought was never going to end, to be totally honest. And neither one of these women, all that familiar in terms of number of years, still relatively new in each one of their careers. But Paris McQueen, 3-year pro.
From Stafford, Virginia, she is the SSB of professional wrestling, Erik McQueen.
I still don't know what's in the box, but Paris McQueen would be the last women's champion to have defended this title successfully 2 times in a row, unless Chelsea can pick up a win here today.
That is very true. Paris McQueen held the War Women's Championship for, correct me if I'm wrong, roughly 6-7 months?
254 days.
And she held it until the beginning of this year rolled around, and then everything went buck wild in the women's division. No, ever since she's lost her championship, she's something's been a little kooky about her, to say the
Very
least.
special guest,
Wait a second.
timekeeper for this women's championship match,
Did you know about this?
I didn't.
Paloma!
The former War Women's Champion.
Who was one half of the very first women's main event in an anniversary show. She and Heather Owens held it down in this building in a cage. There was a box involved that had a banana in it and many other things, but the former War Wrestling Women's Champion, and what all does this mean? Because is this foreshadowing? I'm not really sure.
I think if anything, I think Paloma's seen the chaos that's been happening in the women's division, and I don't know if this is her wanting to go, all right, I'm here to either keep the peace or I'm here to get up close and personal to see what have I been missing since I was gone.
Peachy Rodriguez, the official for this matchup, and if you don't know, Paloma's had pretty good luck lately on Sirius Radio.
That she has. Her radio show has, well, originally a podcast, now has officially become a radio show. You can catch it on Sirius XM.
I think every night at 7.
Yeah, every night at 7, daily radio show.
I gotta imagine she might be talking about this matchup because Chelsea Lyons immediately going right after Paris McQueen, and just straight rights. I don't envy Peachy. I would not want to get in the middle of this.
Yeah, these are two women who are very, very upset that they're finding themselves against one another again. In Paris's case, she's relishing the chance to get her championship back. In Chelsea's case, she is none too pleased that she's having to face the likes of McQueen once more.
Just everyone trying to figure out how to get the advantage of this matchup. We're talking about Paloma, by the way. Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7, channel 156, every night at 7, replay at 11. Ring the bell on a satellite XM, and I'm excited to listen to that. And again, I'm excited to hope that she's talking about this matchup at the end of the night.
And Paris McQueen right now, meanwhile, slugging away with forearm shots to the chest of the mother. Chelsea turning it back around. Paris stopping in her tracks. Russian lip.
Easy for you to say.
Yes.
Luscious leg sweep from Paris.
We're calling it that now.
It works. Paris McQueen, the 6th ever World Wrestling Women's Champion, the 5th different woman to hold it. Chelsea Lyons, the 7th ever champ because she beat Paris for it. 6 different women to champion. Just got caught almost in a mistake there. Terrific wrestling by Chelsea, who calls Cleveland home, and I don't know if it's the good side of Cleveland or not.
Well, from the way she's treating Paris's foot right now, I'm willing to bet probably not.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's probably east of Dead Man's Curve.
And now, slamming Paris's knee right into the mat there.
Chelsea Lyons defended that title successfully against Shauna Reed. We still don't know exactly what to think about everything that's gone on with Shauna since her return. Everybody got their rematch clause in the same night in that fatal 4-way. How Chelsea got her championship back. But to run that kind of win, loss, win, defend, now here in her 5th month in 2026, and I still don't know what happens going forward, because who is it depending on who wins here?
Absolutely. We've seen new faces coming through the War Women's locker room for quite a number of months, and it could be anybody. I mean, Paris's first defense was at the 4th of July Bell Center Brawl, and that's where she faced Chelsea the first time. So who knows? Maybe if the title is defended there, then we might see another rivalry that these two have had form.
Chelsea, who beat Leila Feist in her first defense a couple of months ago, and then ended up winning it back in that 4-way. But again, just the caliber of women that come through War Wrestling. To even get a shot is one thing, but to be able to hold that championship, I mean, you talked about Paloma and about Heather Owens and Shauna Reed, who have all had long reigns. It's big to have that giant championship and walk into one of these events as champion.
Absolutely. I mean, you also have to think of some of the other women who have held it. You have the likes of Harley Fairfax, who is getting back into ring shape following a successful childbirth. Congratulations to her. You also have the likes of some of the other challengers that came through challenging during Paris' reign and throughout the previous months. We've had Sebastian LeChaun, we've had Storm Garcon, we have had, like you said, Leela Feist, Steffi Mack. We've had all sorts of women who have been tearing it up across the Midwest, winning titles wherever they go, and they're all just not quite able to get a hold of the gold here in War.
Well, it was said earlier on before the show to us, Paris punched in the back of the neck after she was thrown to the outside like yesterday's garbage. But just to be able to get on one of these War Wrestling events is a big boon for your career, and look across national TV. You can draw a lot of straight lines about folks who have been on these shows, and not just one or two like a lot of promotions claim, but people, guys like Jake Something and Jake Doyle now in AEW, that he was a champion here for a long time, both of the tag team and of the men's title, and that's the bar you want to set. And these two, since they've come in, have continued to move that bar higher and higher in the women's division.
Absolutely. Though, there's one thing that, as they were dancing around it here just a moment ago on the ringside floor, that I just can't shake out of my mind. What the heck is in that box?
We might find out.
Chelsea.
Almost as if Chelsea heard you. Is that why? Oh, Paris with a running clothesline.
It was a few months ago that Paris, by some random fan, who I believe we had since in social media posts that Paris has shared, we have learned by the name of Elijah, and was given this box. He climbed over into the ringside area to deliver it to her, before he was dragged off by security, and now she's just kind of held onto it like Gollum in the One Ring.
A great move with a backflip into a clothesline. Just punched Paris right square in the jaw. Now Chelsea going up top. Mother doing what the mother does. That would be trying to, just
choking out Paris.
Your body's
there.
not meant to bend that way. Your neck.
Yeah, having the heels dig into your chest as well, burying your diaphragm. Yeah, that fan is not here tonight, though. Paris is trying her best to fight back.
She's being stalked.
Yeah.
Or maybe she's not. Again, we don't actually know. But Chelsea Lyons was stalking her. She misses on a high clothesline. Did not miss. X marks the spot on the back elbow.
And just kicking the face of Paris McQueen. At this point, these two have fought each other enough. This, I believe, now their fourth meeting together here at War across various matches, that they're past the point of respecting one another. This is just pure, unadulterated, I'm sick and tired of you. I'm going to beat, batter, and bruise you until I never have to see you again.
Which, looking at ringside, you see Paloma Starr, that's kind of the point that she and Shauna Reed had gotten to. It started over a jacket and then just sort of became not even love-hate, hate-hate. Chelsea stopped to get a drink of water. Paris now trying to get herself back in a knee right to the midsection.
Yeah, it took the wind right out of the mother. Again with that box, and Chelsea with the title. Peachy trying to take it away. Oh, the water that she got. And is this it? Is Paris going to lose?
It's gotta be at 1, 2, 3. So the box, or I guess the obsession with the box, cost Paris the other thing that she's held most dear.
Chelsea Lyons, the mother.
Chelsea Lyons, she's got her championship, but are we about to find out what's in there? Paloma's coming into the ring.
Paris looks astounded at what just happened.
Paloma.
I don't know if she really believes.
Wait, what is she just?
Is that a glove?
Where did the glove come from?
Did it come from the box?
What the hell?
It was enough to strike down Paloma Starr.
don't know what she just yelled, but look at the look on Chelsea's face of, okay. Why did Paris strike Paloma?
I mean, it's one thing to be a sore loser, but it's another just to take your aggression out on someone who's just a bystander to this.
Who was here to see her husband get inducted into the Hall of Fame.
And Chelsea Lyons, meanwhile, she's kind of just wiping her hands free of the situation.
She said, this isn't about me.
And all the same, the mother walks away still the champion. Folks, we're going to get some medical team out here to examine Paloma, make sure she's okay. But stick with us. We still have quite a lot of action coming to you.
Chaos.
Absolute chaos. Next up, it's going to be the Tag Team Championships on the line, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next match is for the War Tag Team Championship under Freebird rules.
Every time that I think that this event has had something, and I say this a lot because this tends to happen, this is why you cannot miss War Wrestling. June the 6th, War Wrestling not that far from here in Bell Fountain. June the 13th, the Pork Rind Festival, and then we're back here in September. But every time I think that this show has gone off the rails, other things happen. And the trio of the Krue.
They are the purveyors of chaos here.
Of course, the Thunderbird, who barks the loudest of that group, is a Battle Royal winner, and he once had a chance to win the War Wrestling Championship. Didn't really go his way, but those two and the Wise Guys have been War Wrestling Tag Team Champions for one day short of a year.
And this is not their first reign with these titles either. The Wise Guys have held on to those championships collectively, if I am correct in my math here, roughly a year and a half across all their reigns. The Krue have run roughshod over War, but the men they're about to face have done just as much this past year.
Post Office Box 911 has got to be pretty full with the amount of beef that just came out here, but how do you even start to talk about, you said the last year, where do I even begin with these bodies in the last year? At War 22, the Wise Guys won the War Wrestling Tag Team Championships for the second time with help from Delivery Inc. by taking out Gimmicks Inc. that was led by John Paul.
Yes, it was via a gauntlet match facing all members that were available of Gimmicks Inc., ending with John Paul at the end. The Wise Guys tore through him bit by bit by bit and took a hold of the gold. But since then, the reason why the Wise Guys were able to do it is because at the end of that match, the two men that cost John Paul the championships were Delivery Inc. They came out and they made their statement clear. We're not here to do things anybody else's way. We're not here for a feel-good tour. We're here for us. And now here they are, a year on, getting their opportunity once more to hold on to the War Tag Team Championships that they won years and years ago.
Looking to become the only tag team to win it 3 times. I think the Soul Shooters won it twice. Obviously, the current champs have won it twice, and apparently there's 3 of them, according to Freebird rules and listening to Jake Ely, which I try very much not to do. Tommy Hamilton gets it started with stamp lickage, and Tommy Hamilton just a couple of days removed from his birthday, and I was told he might have held me up and threatened me to not tell the story correctly. That I heard he was in a bar fight with 13 guys, which of course he claims he won, but he said he was defending his position on a buffalo wings. I asked him what position, and he said yes.
That's a very Tommy Hamilton thing to do. But a stamp lickage thing to do is take you down with an aerial assault
him to
there.
The mat. Just beef on beef starting out this matchup.
The first ever War Tag Team Champions in Delivery Inc. trying to vie for their gold once more.
Uh-oh. Big man looking to fly.
Dexter Dementia, assisted by his tag partner.
Just get more rotation.
Yeah, just thrown right on top of Tommy Hamilton.
He's used him as a weapon. Oh, Tommy. He's got to get himself out of there. Oh, and he tagged the Thunderweight.
Jake Ely did successfully defend the tag team titles with Gino DiCapo.
He did not,
during
however,
this reign.
successfully defend his life there.
Well, that's true.
Dexter.
All 3 combinations of the crew have teamed together. They all have successfully defended these titles. They were the ones who opted to say, all right, you know what? We want to do this Freebird style. The wise guys here are the ultimate purveyors of the Freebird rule throughout their history in war. And they said, we're going to do it. We'll do this 3-on-3. If you win, you still win the titles.
Jake Ely's in a bad way right now. Come on, Jake. He's just being beat. Joe Copez is trying to get some law and order. It's not going to work.
That's not particularly possible.
I don't think Joe Copez is a doctor, but he might want to examine that spot on the mat and see if there's any part, maybe a kidney, of Jake Ely.
Something else we really need to draw attention to, Michael, is the fact of what Delivery Inc. has done over this past year. Yes, they caused the titles to change hand at the very beginning, but ever since then,
nobody home.
They have caused problem after problem for various members of Gimmicks Inc. over the year. They interfered with John Paul. John Paul took his revenge against them, trying to then get back at them for costing him the championships. And for this entire past year, until just a few months ago, it all came to a head when Delivery Inc. kidnapped John Paul, kidnapped him, and took him away in a sack until he popped out from under the ring and gave a cutter to Mr. Gilmore, his former stablemate of Gimmicks Inc. And now here he is, inexplicably a part of the Mailmen.
I will say at one point, though, he had a pretty bad smoking habit. And since he's been kidnapped, he appears to have at least cut down or eliminated that. So I guess that's the one positive of not being, whatever it was he was into before.
Silver lining and everything, I guess.
Oh, Jake Ely, that's not nice. It's supposed to be a family event.
Well, the Thunderbird taking this opportunity, taking down Dexter Dementia. He had enough strength of the forearm to do so. We still haven't gotten a clear answer as to what changed since the kidnapping. My assumption that we talked about last time was Stockholm Syndrome, but it's so, there is no, it's very rare that the crew for once doesn't look like the clear, obvious.
Guys, just try, look, he was trying to snuff him out like a cigarette.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, just mocking the Thunderweight.
How can I say this in a PG way? It's very rare that the crew are not the ones that everyone immediately point to with hatred.
Shoulder block, and John Paul said, stay down. Swing and a miss for everybody. Is John Paul, wait. Whoa, what happened? No way. That's not legal. Joe.
Is that a katana?
Joe, you can't let this happen.
Why does he have a katana?
Is it signed? You're not going to not get Randy Jackson's autograph on it if you have it.
Jake Ely has a
Where
katana?
did he get one? You got to be kidding me. Jake.
We got the
Ching.
We got the battle of the United States
This
versus
can't be
France.
real.
The World Cup is happening right now in front of our very eyes. Wrong sport.
Fencing events aren't for a while. Look at John Paul. Oh no, Jake's winning. A sword fight broke out. Now John Paul back in control. Sweep the leg and oh no.
Ely stopped it. He stopped it with his bare hands. Sweep the leg.
And Jake Ely comes away intact. What else has John Paul got? Oh no. Oh no, not in here. Are you kidding me?
He just shot a man.
You can't do that in here.
Call 911. He just shot a man.
Jake Ely is...
Lopez, ring the bell, you monster. He just shot him.
That's gotta be a disqualification.
He's dead, Jim.
Or they're gonna... Joe's done 10,000 matches since the dawn of time, and he doesn't know what's happening. What's he got now?
What?
Is he a defibrillator? He shot him. What good is that gonna do? He shocked him. Come on, Joe. I'm pretty sure
he's using all his oxygen.
I'm pretty sure that Joe just told him if it doesn't work, he's going to be disqualified.
We're running out of time. Oh wait, he's back. The Thunderbird is back.
Are you kidding me? He just shocked him back into the match.
Michael, we have seen John Paul throw out a bevy of weapons. One of them was even a grenade. We've never seen him pull out an actual gun.
What? How does he fit all of that into his pocket? Out of full see Tommy! Meet your friends! This is not going well for the War Wrestling Tag Team Champions. Now everybody, they're just running a train in Lima. Choo choo! What is...
Oh boy, Delivery Inc. now has the Krue right where they want them.
What are you gonna do, Joe? If you didn't disqualify a guy for shooting someone, you're probably not gonna disqualify him for this.
I think I need to raise a serious concern with the Ohio Athletic Board.
I think the Lima Police Department's gonna want to speak with you. It's a meeting. Oh no.
No minds have met today.
That's because they're wise guys.
They're the thinking man's wrestler.
Oh!
But they're not the seeing man's wrestler.
Not anymore, they're not. This is pretty much turned into a do-si-do. This is not going to end well. Straight left hand. Down goes Chino.
You know, if nothing else, this just goes to show the impressive strength that Jake Ely mystically has.
I think he powered up after he got a sword.
Are you sure it wasn't the defibrillator?
Could be. That could also be true. Being beaten down now by the Master Mime. Wrestling is amazing. Uh-oh, are we looking for the Mime 19? Here it comes, full head of steam.
Right to the schnoz. Dexter now. Up the line.
Here comes Stamp. He's going to get him some with leg drop.
Michael, I think this is signed,
One, two, new champ.
And not delivered. Package failed.
It's Sunday, I think. They don't do the mail. Man, that I don't have words for. Jake Ely, who just punched Gino DiCapo in the face, now will take a tag for him. Every time you think you've seen everything. This is why you cannot miss being at a War Wrestling event.
Absolutely. It's normally the Krue are the one who get up to crazy antics. I mean, it's Gino, Tommy, and Ely who are the ones who allowed Jimmy Shane to interfere throughout all of the past years since his suspension, which has now been lifted, that allowed them to hold on to these titles. And yet, they're being put to their limits, having to pull out all the stops against the mailmen.
I'm just trying to do the math here. If a Delivery Inc. plus John Paul were to win, would that make Delivery Inc. 3-time champions or John Paul a 2-time champion?
3-time champion, 2-time champion consecutively. Freebird rules. If you go on any Wikipedia page for a tag team wrestler, they count each reign by the person.
Oh, we're the Krue, baby!
That's where you get your information. A lot of things make a lot more sense than that. I figured it was probably cage match, because I know how reliable that is.
Yeah, they're missing too much info. At least, if I'm going to get misinformation, I want misinformation from the people.
Also in English, because it's in German, and I don't speak German.
That's true.
Tommy now with a full plate of steam. Straight drop, here comes a Gino. Bam, with a senton, and that might be it. Still to retain 1-2. I don't know where John Paul got out of that. Maybe he used that defibrillator.
You might need one by the end of it.
Just flat out insanity.
John Paul, he's trying to power himself up to his feet. He somehow found the core strength to get up.
What else do you think is in his pocket? Oh, what did Gino just wrap something around his neck?
Did he just wrap aside from his meaty forearm, I think it might have been a rope.
I think it was his suspender. I think it was John Paul's suspender.
Oh yeah, you're right, it was.
Insecurity. He choked him out with his own suspender.
Taking down the redwood. That is Gino DiCapo.
Trying to kick him back to Little Chicago. So Gino in a worse way, but I don't know that he can get there. John Paul just swimming his way over to make the tag.
And the Thunderbird going up against Lickage.
He was. Stamp just taking out his trash. Full head of steam. Tommy bang him with a shoulder block. And down goes Gino. So Stamp, who's been over there for a handful of minutes, looking for that choke slam. Got him up. Wait, he can't get.
There's no way.
He can't get them both up. That's
He's
600
strong.
pounds.
He's not that.
Hey,
what in
yes,
the world?
With the delivery.
How many 100+ pound packages had he have to deliver to get that strength?
It's not even Christmas season. What is? Wait, what?
No, Dex. What?
Little Dex?
Dex Jr. Why is the Brat one in?
Freebird rules.
You're not 18.
Where are they going? Did they not realize how far across the ring? Wait a minute.
Wait, Mr. Kilmore and Savio Leone.
Now I know right now I might not seem too neighborly, but I get these guys and they also have you all fooled just like they have our John Paul fooled. But that mine is mine. That is my neighbor.
What?
And these people have brainwashed him. Yes, you have. You've brainwashed him. And there's only one way to save someone from brainwashing. DJ, hit it!
Huh? Mr. Kilmore summoning the power.
Going on?
The power of the groove.
John Paul's trying to fight it.
Stamp is saying, what are you doing? Kilmore.
Wait.
Where this is every time Gimmicks Inc. went out on nights together at the bar. This is what they did together. This is their ritual. This is how they bonded.
What in the hell is happening tonight? Oh, into the cover!
John Paul taking out Stamp. Has
John Paul won for you too!
Has John Paul been freed from the clutches of Delivery Inc.? He's roped himself in. He's coming to his neighborly friends.
Did he just? eliminated his own team?
John Paul reunited with his pet cat and his friendly neighbor next
Taking a
door.
selfie. Wait, Little Dex now is he the representative for his team?
Freebird rules.
Oh no. You wouldn't hit a child, would you?
Yes, he would. Let's be real, though, Charles. Yes, he would.
Weird thing is
they're the
about
same height.
Yeah. So the Thunderbird. Oh no. Look, Dex, get your son. This is a
Dex.
mountain behind him. Oh,
Now look. I know I complained about. I've called this kid a snot-nosed brat a whole lot, but I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy.
Cheeky, I don't even know who's legal at this point, but I know that this is not going to end well. Bada bing.
Bada boom.
A 3G. And the Thunderbird with the pin. 1, 2, 3.
And the wise guys retain.
One full year of chaos. It started last year at War 22. It continues at War 23.
And the Thunderbird, Jake Ely.
I'm conflicted, Michael.
I'm speechless.
On one hand, I'm glad John Paul is back to his senses, his weird, esoteric senses. I'm kind of glad Delivery Inc. got what came to him. But I'm not so glad that we had to do it to a child to get it done.
Let that
And
be
a child
noticed.
walks out
No
as
one
the,
is safe
champion.
as long as the crew has to wait. Ladies
There's
and
going to be a
gentlemen,
party in Lima like
kids
none
and
other
women,
tonight.
you can all get it from the freaking
Stadium 12, our official after-party sponsor, everybody here for War 23.
Yeah, if you're watching this in a month, head on down there right now.
Yes, if it's still standing by the time these three men are done with it.
I'm not quite sure what just happened, but the one thing I do know is that the Krue are celebrating here in Lima, Ohio, and we'll find out later on if they continue to celebrate with that championship hanging high above the ring as Jimmy Shane takes on Crash.
In a TLC match.
There's a lot to come as we scrape up what is left of what just happened to Delivery Inc.
Someone go tuck that kid into bed.
Someone get that kid a doctor.
Are we sure his growth plate's okay? Well, everyone, what a night.
Two championships already decided, one more on the way now, a fatal four-way. For the Respect Championship, you see the champion, Special and Bradfield, a two-time champion, on his way out. Whenever there is a test of what he is as a champion, it will be tonight.
That it will be. This has been quite the four-way in the making. Brandon Fields, ever since he reclaimed the War Respect Championship from Ryan Michaels, the previous champion, he has, by hook and crook with the assistance of River Maverick, with Coach Steve, of just by pure happenstance, kept his claws synced in the Respect Championship. And tonight, his three challengers are all the men that he's cheated to get to tonight. First off, a man who needs no introduction to the crowd here at War, to bomb Erik Surge, who is an absolute mountain that you're gonna have to take a set of explosives to take down.
And remember, Brandon Fields challenged Erik Surge at one point. He brought this upon himself, and it sort of morphed into something else. And two other guys who are a part of this matchup. History runs deep between these four, especially the last 6 months, but man.
I mean, in order to face Brian Michaels for the championship that Brandon Fields ultimately won the title from, he had to defeat Erik Surge in a miniature tournament to get that opportunity.
That was after he won the four-way before that. It was just crazy, all the things he had to do, but Nick Ultima, who has won a four-way match already here in War, this is a real chance for the youngest of this group to prove himself and show, hey, I've had some pretty good trainers. I know everybody looks at me as kind of a tag team wrestler, but I've beaten Erik Surge already in a four-way. I could do it tonight, but...
And he nearly beat Brandon Fields in the last contest they had, if it wasn't for Coach Steve.
War Wrestling royalty. We saw his younger half earlier on, but now a Triple Crown champion, a War Wrestling Hall of Famer. Oh yeah, and he held this championship for over 500 days. The one and the only Apollo Starr. He's not looking to dance tonight, he's looking to fight.
Mr. Mo Better Wrestling himself, the timeless technician. He is here to reclaim the gold that he brought to a higher level. They say that it's always the title makes the man. I would say in Apollo Starr's case, it was the man made the title. The Respect Championship is coveted by every member of the locker room because of what that man right there did while he held it.
And you gotta believe too that, you know, he and Erik Surge kind of don't go back a long way, but they do go hard way back because they tagged together last month. They beat the First Stringers, who we saw kind of implode earlier on, but also, you know, Erik Surge beat Apollo Starr, and obviously Brandon Fields beat Apollo Starr, and we talk about kind of all the crosses here, but I don't know. There are certain guys with these anniversary events that you kind of look at and you say, he's going to raise it to another level. Apollo has been that dude for years.
Apollo, I believe we've used this phrasing before. He's the litmus test in War Wrestling. But to give Brandon Fields his credit, because while I might not like his tactics all the time, he's the professional for a reason. He just is at the same level of litmus test as Apollo. Apollo is the type of guy you're going up to face and say, I'm going to see, am I that level of wrestler? Am I that level of technician? Am I that level of striker? We're going against Brandon Fields. It's, am I that level of intelligent? Am I a thinking man? Am I going to be able to do what it takes to go to that next level?
Well, he's smartly realizing that the walls were closing in, so I'm getting out of here.
And this is kind of what I'm talking about. He knows, Brandon Fields knows what he needs to do to get his way to the finish line. It might not be by the rules, it might not be the most honorable, but he's held gold for a reason.
I think that's the one big thing for him, that there are no rules in this match, and it's the second time now that we've seen him in a four-way match where he's bailed out early. So you guys go ahead. Coach Steve said, you know, win at all costs and just let everybody else do the damage. Slide in later on.
Look, and I'm sure between Erik and Apollo here tonight that there is no hard feelings here. These two have gone, pardon the pun, gone to war together, fighting the likes of the Wikked. They have a mutual respect to one another. Erik refers to Apollo as Uncle Q, just to give an example. Right now, tonight is about everybody getting comeuppance, getting their pound of flesh on that man that is scampering to the stage.
Nick Ultima said, go ahead, come back up in here. Brandon Fields is running a track meet right now.
Coward! They know what they have to do. They said, we're not going to let you just run away.
Nick Ultima and Apollo now closing in.
Brandon,
Conspicuous by his absence, Coach Steve over there doing absolutely nothing. to help his man out. How did he get away from Nick Ultima? Back to the ring to Erik Surge. 13th champion, 10th different title holder. Just he and the guiding light, Matt Taylor, the Dark Star. The only two guys to hold it twice. Appollo would love to have that as well. It's one of only a handful of things he doesn't have.
I think it's time to take down the tree here.
Ken Brandon, you could say at a disadvantage though, because the champion's disadvantage that he doesn't even have to factor into the decision in this matchup.
That is very true, but something tells me that with the three other individuals in this match, they're going to be quite prideful in wanting to prove their point.
Yeah, it's going to back down at some point. Oh.
Hey, remember how John Paul used a gun? That sounded like the gunshot that came from the gun.
A year ago, we got to know Erik Surge. He teamed up with Apollo Starr and Will the Thrill at War 22, and they pick up a victory. But right now, it has turned into an all-out war on the bomb. Apollo and Nick Ultima trying to defuse. We would believe it would be. I don't think he'd have to be a favorite because he's much bigger than the rest of them.
I mean, you kind of simple math here. If you're like, we currently have Fields down, let's take out the next biggest target.
Gotta chop that tree down. As Surge now sent off and it run through the clothesline, one for each of you.
Just shoulder tackling them both, and that's enough to send them both flying into opposite corners of the ring. Surge got that look in his eyes. He's going, hey, think I should go for it?
And hit in the face with a shovel.
Ultima just hit with the ultimate chop.
I think he might just be Nick at this point because he might have slapped the Ultima right off of him. Erik surveying the crowd of, should I give him to Apollo? All right, but don't miss because we've seen if you try to go chop for chop with Apollo, there it is. You go chop for chop or kind of blow for blow with Apollo, you generally don't come out on the right side of it.
You think you can pick your poison with Poison Apollo Starr? Ain't gonna happen.
It's not what you want. You know, you look at Apollo Starr though too. 15 years ago, in 2011, he picked up the World Wrestling Championship for the first time.
Oh, look at it here. Brandon Fields, interception, pump kick across the face.
At least 40 yards.
That is quite the feat considering Erik Surge is easily 6'2", 6'3".
You got to reach pretty high on that. And the professional back in charge.
Brandon has used the adage before saying you got to know when to pick your spots. And that was an example of that.
Got a lot of years in there and two young guys. Between these two guys, a lot of the experience. Apollo, well over 20 years. Brandon Fields, 12 years for himself. Erik Surge, though, just always seems to find a way to fight himself back to center. Well, he'll have to.
Yeah, Erik Surge being put on the back foot here by the champion. Thrown into the top turnbuckle. Both of the other men on the outside currently recovering.
I got to give it to Steve, though. He has got an uncanny ability to, when his guys are in charge, to be able to time the whistle with those shots.
He just... I spoke to him at a previous event where it says
Sorry
he can...
to hear that.
It's like I can see it before it happens.
That's the game plan, I think.
You don't make yourself a coach if you don't know what's about to come. But here's the thing. I don't know if he expected this.
Just kissed him like right hands. Surge now made a mistake and he hit that turnbuckle just hard. Fields wanted to go up top, had to get rid of Apollo first. Out of the second row, the professional. I don't think that's nice. I don't think what he just said. Ate a boot. It's almost like washing his mouth out with a bar of soap instead. It's a size 15 double E boot.
Yeah, you want to talk dirt? Well, here, have the dirt of my shoe.
Which is dirty for previously kicking you in the face.
Precisely.
Try it again. Brandon, so smart. Went right to the knee. It's not by accident that he's a 2-time World Wrestling Respect champ. Guy who just wins titles. That's what he does. Oh!
Trying.
Down on one knee. I didn't think it worked at all.
I almost think, I didn't think he was going to be toppled, but Surge, DDT'd there. I think that might be lights out.
Unfortunately for him, Apollo is right behind. He just axe kicked him to the back.
Yeah, I saw that wind up, and I just had to stifle a chuckle.
This is going to end poorly for you. Apollo now in control. Nick Ultima trying to get himself back to his own vertical base. And Apollo in charge.
Rebound out the ropes. Taking the head off of Fields with that one.
Just thought he was LA De La Cruz. 1, 2.
Fields barely able to kick out. Quite a forceful one, though, so he clearly still has some stamina left. Ultima just swatted back into the corner as he tried getting in the way.
And again, I said this earlier on, we talked about Brian Michaels in a lineage of this championship, but remember, it was Brandon Fields who beat Apollo Starr to win it the first time. And Apollo has not been thinking about that fact ever since.
That's true. Apollo, when he was defending that championship, he did against any and all comers, including his own son. And that kind of just goes to show, if you're able to take down somebody who's willing to go to that length to win this championship, then you probably are willing to go to any length yourself. And that is the epitome of what Brandon Fields' second title reign has been.
It's kind of one of those old wrestling cliches where it's not necessarily what you did, how you sold it out to anything you could find to get it. It's what you were willing to do, like you said, to keep it. And he has been that, including associating himself with some questionable characters.
Right now, Apollo Starr having firm control of the champion.
I gotta imagine this cannot be an easy thing either, because it is absolutely deafening in here, and it is also just hot, especially under those lights.
Yeah, I can only imagine just from where we're sitting, it's already roughly 80-something degrees.
A mistake into the clutch and down. That's the way Fields wins matches.
And that mistake might just bring this to a boiling point. One, but Nick Ultima here to break it up.
Didn't even get to a 2 count. Erik Surge still trying to pick up the pieces of the cobwebs in his brain right now on the outside, and Ultima just so quick. Like I said, people talk about him as a tag team wrestler with the Ohio Rodents, but that's what he does as a singles. Look at this, how quick he got from the middle.
Fields taken down by Ultima. Ultima now going to show.
Drop kick and a beauty.
Beauty of a missile drop kick.
Just kind of hung up in the air. Now Surge is back in the ring. He gets a drop kick and he's right back down.
And straight into that cover. Beautiful maneuver.
Apollo had to jump over the referee.
That's that desperation kicking in for Apollo Starr. But still, what a beauty of just sets of turns there by Nick Ultima. Calls himself the Platinum Blade, and you could see why. Just being able to spin around with pure deft and dexterity.
He's quicker than that bullet John Paul fired earlier on. Or any of the swords. Yeah, we've got a little bit of everything. Someone saw what's in the box earlier on with Parrish.
Something tells me that Brandon is giving Nick his Final Fantasy right now and snuffing it out. Surge coming back in here, but immediately taken back out with the throat chop.
Perfectly legal in this match.
Yeah. And now Brandon going back for what he might view as slim pickings or rich pickings at the moment, rather. My apologies.
think it's got to feel like slim pickings for the rest of the field as they try to get their shots on him, and they've been few and far between. Professional seems angry.
He always seems angry, to be fair. If he's not angry, something's generally wrong.
It's like being punched in the face and being kicked in the stomach probably is a big part of it too. So Ultima down with a spine buster.
And there's the, float into the cover, but Surge immediately just rips them right off it before we can even get to a 1 count. All 4 men are just absolutely knackered.
Surge, the 3-year veteran. Imagine the training sessions with he and Qassius. To reinforce the ring just for a training session is right hands for everybody.
Call that the School of Hard Knocks, that's for sure. Nice Mongolian chops there from Erik Surge. Even when he doesn't have a wind-up, they're powerful. But Appollo right now. Got Surge on wobbly legs, Ultima in field, back at it. Oh, now we're all just, everyone's just kind of going in a square right now.
Barty doesn't even know who to look at. One for you, one for you. Appollo now. Well, Nick, it's a weird catch, and Appollo ends up eating the boot.
Yeah, Appollo was a bit confused by Nick, and Erik took advantage of that. Round kick to Surge, and a headbutt to Nick Ultima.
Thought he had frying pan hands. Zio ripcord into the clothesline.
This is it. If Brandon, Appollo's
gonna try
of his
one
own.
Too. Look what I can do into a back elbow. Appollo now on the run. Spin kick. He's beaten many men.
That has to be it.
That's
one, two.
Oh, Steve, come on.
Coach Steve, it's legal.
Win if you can, cheat if you must.
The only thing that's illegal in this matchup is a rope break.
And Steve now, Appollo. I think Apollo's just tired of this. Give it to him, Appollo.
1 for the money, 2 for the show, and there goes Coach Steve.
How do you whistle with a broken jaw? Brandon Fields with the
championship right
shot
to Apollo's head. Ultima, one for you.
Yep. Oh, and Erik Surge, this would be a travesty.
Surge doesn't even know what's coming. And
he doesn't even have to hide it.
That's it. They're all this. Brand?
Why didn't he not go for a cover?
Oh no, he's ensuring that they are not going to be a part of this.
Here's the cover.
1,
still champion.
2. What? Huh? Erik Surge managed to kick out of the title shot.
How?
That is pure multi-layered gold and steel. Straight to the chrome, and you managed to kick out. You have to imagine those spare seconds that Brandon Fields was kicking Appollo to the side might have given Surge just enough recovery time that he needed.
Oh, and he took the clipboard across the head. Steve didn't know he was there. Surge up, Spinebuster.
I think it's time for the bomb to explode, Michael.
Tick, tick, tick. 3, 2, 1, bam! That's it, new champ. 1, 2, 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner and new World Respect Champion, Erik.
The sign on the other side says, if Surge loses, we riot. There will be no riot today because the new World Wrestling Respect Champion is to bomb Erik Surge.
The second that 3 count hit, The entirety of the Bradfield Community Center just exploded. I feel like the roof just got blown off this place. I gotta say, Michael, what a reign for Brandon Fields, but I am admittedly glad that it's over. There is, for all the trials and tribulations that Erik Surge had gone through to get back to this point, there is no one that deserves it more than DeBomb himself.
So while DeBomb celebrates, we've got so much mayhem left to come, including the World Wrestling Heavyweight Championship match high above the ring.
Yes.
But for now, it's time for DeBomb.
That it is. 3 cheers to Erik Surge winning his first title here in War Wrestling. Something tells me it might not be his last, but the question's gonna be now, who's gonna be the one to take it off him? Folks, we have 3 more crazy matches. As said, a TLC match. We had the fans bring the weapons, but our next match will be a dog collar match between Jacob Rose and Ryan Michaels. You are not gonna wanna miss it. This is gonna get nasty. What the fuck?
God's gift. That's what he calls himself, and Jacob
Ladies
Rose.
and gentlemen, our next match is a dog collar match. No
a dog collar
disqualification. Introducing first, from Cleveland, Ohio, God's gift to women, Jacob Rose.
He looks more irritated than usual.
I mean, are you really that surprised? He's about to be strapped by a chain to Ryan Michaels.
There's only one word that can describe this match: hatred. Wasn't that long ago these two guys were on the same side.
That they were as part of the entourage.
White hot hatred.
This is going to be just pure totality of destruction.
This begs the question, how much do you have to hate another human being to be willingly strapped together to them by the neck?
In the history of pro wrestling, there has only ever been times like these when 2 men utterly despise each other, when 2 men will do anything and everything in their power to not just win, not just hurt, not just maim a man. They will do everything in their power to atomize, to beat down, to grind into a bloody pulp.
But remember, at War 22, it was a man and his wife who went across the same threshold of pain and willingness to destroy one another.
And you remember how that match went. That marital affair was one of those images that no one can be prepared for. That is something that I still have haunt my dreams to this day. And
also doesn't help because Cody Jones, World Wrestling Hall of Famer, was in the building today. I got a little bit of PTSD from that match.
this is going to be what that match was.
I've been preaching it for months, Ryan. I still have that favor in my back pocket. So if I were you, I'd keep your head on a swivel.
Wait.
What's the deal with this favor? He just keeps lauding over Ripper Blackheart. Oh, by the way.
Speaking of the man himself.
Funny, you should mention favors, Jacob.
Because I called in one of my own.
Wait.
Your special referee for this match, Cody
The War Hall of Famer himself, the trainer to the stars, the man who has influenced more men in this building than I can count. This, everyone, this is a historic moment. Welcome to the ring, the man, a myth, a legend, the man who trained Jacob Rose, the man who entrusted his training school to Ryan Michaels, the man who has, throughout the past decade, redefined Southern Ohio wrestling, has left an impact on the hearts of many, the minds of dozens, and the psyche of the world. This is a man that truthfully started this. What we're witnessing right now in the ring, two men immediately going into there, Jacob Rose attacking Ryan Michaels. The bell is rung, we are underway. This all started a long time ago when Jacob Rose, still a much younger wrestler, became jealous of the man he is currently stomping a mud hole into the ring. This is a man that earned the respect of Cody Hawk, the man that trained him, that he forever and a day kept trying to prove that I am the best. I can do it. The man that Ryan Michaels tried to also do the same thing with. Try to prove I am better than you. I am wrestling. You are in the past, I am the present. And now, here we are, 3 generations. Cody Hawk, trained by Luthez, led to the HWA training ground. Ryan Michaels, perhaps a little bit of bad blood coming up.
I'd say he did it on purpose.
Frankly, I wouldn't be surprised. This match is what I would describe as generational trauma. This is history passed down one man to another, all striving for perfection. And now it's just released into anger. Anger, desperation, right there, as Ryan Michaels has his mouth shoved full of chain.
This is not about championships. It's not about posturing. It's not about presenting yourself in a specific way. It's just, like you said, about history and hatred. And I've seen a lot of matches that have been special refereed by Cody Hawk over the years. They have not gone well when people have tried to directly challenge him.
Especially anyone who dare have bad blood with him. Ryan Michaels now unleashing this innovative fury that's been building up for more than 2 years, more than just breaking up the entourage. This has been building up for 4 years now. When Jacob Rose, in a company that no longer exists, took Ryan Michaels to the limit and snaked in it, taking his championship as it closed its doors. A man that he has chased through every promotion they've gone together. A man that he will never, ever let himself be proven better by. Ryan Michaels is in this situation, you can kind of consider him like the dog that's Jacob's desperately trying to put down behind the shed. But Michaels still functions. Michaels doesn't quit. Jacob Rose does not.
You have to wonder, though, how much of this match, because they, like you said, they've been chasing each other. They're destined to do this dance forever. How much do you have to kind of change your strategy? Because not only does the other guy know you inside out, but the fact that you then have to be willing to go to a completely different gear to rid yourself of the other human being.
It is a level of it's a level of function that I don't think a normal man is capable of reaching. The only time I've ever seen people have that much hatred in their body to be able to do what is necessary is displayed by the 3 men currently in the ring. I saw Cody Hawk make a man slash his head open and make him spew his blood across an arena. I saw Ryan Michaels take Cody Hawk and make him bleed as if he was going to pass out and need a hospital. And I've seen Jacob Rose take Ryan Michaels and put him through the floor and strip him of his pride and raise it above his head.
Cody Hawk has had his own personal things. You talked about kind of, how he's the mentor and how he's at times the bar and how he's the irritant to a lot of these guys. And, I think back to the old HWA days when you had Cody Hawk and John Moxley going at it. And, Moxley sort of the same way with these two, where he was willing to do what it takes and the bloody battles. And Cody obviously teaching these two guys about those and seeing the tape and seeing kind of how we get there. But now just a completely different level of brutality. They saw you do it. Now they're trying to prove, like you said, to you what they can do, but they just don't like each other.
These two have tried patching up their differences. For a while, it seemed like they were okay. That we saw them win the tag team titles here at War as the Entourage. But ultimately, nothing good lasts forever. And right now, as Jacob Rose is making Ryan Michaels bleed from his forehead and keep him tied around this guard barrier and the ring post, Michaels is just at Jacob's mercy.
Which he is not going to be giving at any point. Like I said, there's a normal kind of annoyance to Jacob Rose backstage before events, but tonight was a completely different thing. It was just, as much as it is in disbelief for me to say, it's a quiet rage in anticipation.
This is Jacob Rose finally having enough. This is Jacob Rose saying, I'm going to kill my demons. And you, Ryan Michaels, have haunted me, have haunted my life, have destroyed my pride and my dignity for 4 years. I'm tired of letting you win.
There were times where these guys aren't even booked in the same building. One of them enters and just starts beating the holy hell out of the other one. This is, I would think it's semi-therapeutic, but you talk about Ryan Michaels and, there's no pink. There was no happiness when he came out. All black for a reason, because he's here for a mission. There have been a lot of violent matches in War Wrestling, and there are a couple yet to come. I think this one, Michael's busted open now. I think this one might take the cake for more violent than what the man and wife was last year.
It just might be. This match is... Oh no, Jacob Rose trying to take a page right out of Ryan Michaels, defeat him with his own tactics with the pedigree. 1, 2. No. It's never that simple. Never that simple.
Somewhere Michaels has got to know. He's going to be able to get out of his own move. He knows how to kind of approach it, but Rose has to be... I don't think he's shocked that Michaels was able to get out of that. You talk about his own move, but wait, what in the hell?
Traditionally, there's only 2 things that this can be, and something tells me it's not the funnier kind. And so, the thumbtacks are laid.
Just hundreds, if not thousands, of tacks strewn all over the ring.
And Jacob just bowing. Nothing but just, it's nothing but sheer audacity.
He's proud of himself.
And a back body drop there to Jacob Rose. Unfortunately for him, 1 or 2 of those tacks still stuck him.
The ring is not supposed to be shiny like that.
Yeah, this ain't a disco ball, that ain't glitter.
Square on the back of his head. And just a different feel as Michaels back in control now, shot off the ropes. Oh my goodness! Turn Jacob Rose inside out. A face full of blood on the former Respect champion who realizes there is more damage to be done here. Let's spread out a little bit.
You might see on the back of Ryan Michaels' trunks there a certain symbol that should be reminiscent there to anyone fan of 90s cartoons. And that is the symbol of the Autobots, led by the leader Optimus Prime. The man who's currently asking if he's giving up is the Megatron to Ryan Michaels' Optimus Prime. The man who Michaels for the longest time just kept fighting and fighting until eventually a truce had to be struck. And right now,
speaking of struck,
absolutely. Right now, Megatron and Optimus Prime are there in the ring with Unicron, the man that they're currently needing to do everything in their power to see him defeated, vanquished, and eliminated.
Who, by the way, seemed to either have appreciated or was amused by that chair shot. Might have been a little bit of both.
Jacob is a sick, sadistic freak. I have seen him take more punishment than many other people. But Ryan Michaels resorting to going to the top rope, taking his head off, launching him to the floor with that flying clothesline. And now going for a pedigree of his own.
Rose might be bleeding as well.
And there we see the reversal just as before. There's the curb stomp.
Right onto the thumbtacks. That might do it. Hooks the leg. One, two.
Only a two. Ryan Michaels is not going to let this end in a pinfall. I think the only way Ryan Michaels is going to lose this match by a pinfall if he is knocked unconscious and Cody doesn't ring the bell.
I'm quite serious when I say this, but I am worried for the health of each one of these performers. Based on what you said and based on the fact that what they are willing to have already done to one another and are willing to do to one another.
Jacob doesn't...
Blood loss, I would think.
Cody's checking to see if he's still conscious. And right now, I don't know if they really are. I think this is their bodies acting on their own.
Cody doesn't really know what to do. This matchup doesn't really fit normal match rules.
I mean, you have to imagine the thing that's going through Cody's head is, do I end this now? Because it's clear that you can see that he doesn't really think that they're in the condition to continue. But you just have to imagine, if you do that, you are only delaying the inevitable. You are just going to continue the cycle of violence that has got us to this point. As Jacob Rose yanked down by the dog collar.
That hit so hard that he shot a bunch of the thumbtacks into the front row. Come to War Wrestling and you sit in the front row. Pay your money, you better be ready.
Ryan Michaels, pedigree, once more. Is this it? 1, 2. No.
Still, just a 2 count.
Michael, it's kind of hard for me to commentate this match for a particular reason. In a time long gone, in a different time. I was the one who penciled in these two to have their initial meeting that led to this. When that championship that Jacob rose up above his head, that ultimately got us here. It's hard to watch this and not feel partly responsible. And now Jacob Rose trying to take the life out of Ryan Michaels, choke him out and let that blood drain from his skull.
Which is a little bit different because I'm pretty sure Michaels was thinking about ending his.
He just about did. If he did that razor's edge into the tax, that would have been it. Michaels great. Using the ring ropes to his advantage, getting Jacob down on the floor, but that might have just been his undoing.
But imagine how this is on the other end with Rose, because he hit back first on a lot of those tacks. So he's got to just be feeding on the adrenaline of being able to choke out Ryan Michaels.
Jacob is hanging on for his wretched life. Michaels is kicking, he's flailing.
Even Cody kind of at times realizing he has the best seat in the house for this.
Cody's gone to war, not just here, the promotion, but in the metaphorical sense, many, many times. And I can only imagine what's going through his head right now as the two men in the ring are two he treats like his sons. Cody is on record as saying his wrestling children he views as his children. And what can a father do when he sees his sons kill each other?
It's almost biblical. How is there enough life in Michaels to pull that off?
I'll tell you how. You saw the middle finger? That's how. Spite. Nothing but spite.
Rozo, look at that. Able to cross the feet, and he just had it just stuck in.
Ryan Michaels earlier today said, win or lose, I'm going to take a pound of flesh out of Jacob Rose, and he just did.
I bet it was more than a pound. It's not even Sunday in this building, and they're chanting holy. How do you get up after that? Other than painfully.
Normal men wouldn't. Normal human beings couldn't. This is transcended humanity. This is the soul. This is the soul saying, I have to do this. I cannot continue if I am not doing this.
Jacob Rose has not turned his back to where we're sitting at. But I gotta imagine it's all tax.
Spinebuster. And this is it. Ryan Michaels setting up for the sharpshooter.
Good night, sweet prince.
Jacob is in the center of the ring. He has nowhere to go. The only what the heck?
Who is that?
Who just threw Cody into the ring post?
Wait, what? Who in the hell? Security! A man in a hood just saved Jacob Rose from losing this match.
He's wearing a mask. I can't make it out from the eyes.
This has a personal nature to it already, but that chair shot seemed really personal.
Lording over Ryan Michaels right now.
Michaels just trying to figure out who just blindsided him. Wait a second. Is that a Entourage shirt?
No.
No, it can't be. What?
Nick Khan, the curb stomp, the rose plant.
But Nick Khan knocked out Cody Hawk.
And he's throwing him back in there, get the job done.
What is going on?
Nick Khan is supposed to be banned from War Wrestling. He was fired.
Years ago. That's almost why we are where we are now. He shot his mouth off about the entourage and them winning. If they didn't, they'd disband forever.
And Ryan Michaels from then on, his eyes were open.
Hey, look at Cody Hawk. One, trying to figure out where he is. Two, what he's about to be a party to. He's got no choice.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the dog collar match, Jacob Krue.
On this day, Kane defeated Abel.
For months, ever since Tom Williams' ring crew let me get busted open, I've said I have a favor. That way war doesn't get shut down forever. So, my favor.
Hey, no, get security! Get Nick Hunter! You are fired! You've been banned!
Hey, you didn't want war shut down, right? These fans wanted to see the Hall of Fame anniversary show, right? You okayed this, because if Nick didn't come back as my favor, this would have been wouldn't be here. So I want you to apologize to Nick Khan and Jacob Rose and call us the Entourage.
Are you kidding me right now? That was the favor.
After 2 years, we are.
Ripper is speechless.
Permanently banned. That's the phrase they used, right? Permanently banned. One moment, one mistake, and everything I built in War Wrestling was taken away from me. But the worst part wasn't losing my job. It was who took it from me. You. Ryan, I stood beside you from day one. I fought for you. I defended you. I believed in you before these people ever chanted your name. And the worst part, I actually loved you like a brother. And the second you thought you were better than me, you threw that all away. But Jake Rose remembered. Jake, could you take care of this for me real quick? Jake Rose remembered who opened doors for him. Jake Rose remembered who built the entourage. And tonight you shut your mouth, old man. Tonight you shut your mouth. Or you'll be next.
I will put you out.
You'll be next. You shut your mouth.
Cut the mics.
This is disgusting. Cody Hawk and Ryan Michaels in their own puddle of blood.
Apologies to our editor for this. Someone get these sick bastards out of here.
And the finger to Cody Hawk on the way from the despicable Jacob Rose.
Nick Khan wants to talk about the man who gave opportunities. The man who gave Jacob Rose opportunities is the man that's currently there stuck in blood. Nick Khan just used the Entourage for his own self-image.
It's literally called the Entourage.
What snake oil did Nick Khan have to put into Jacob Rose's ear to bring us here? I am sick. On this day, Cybertron was not rescued by Optimus or Megatron. But I think, if for nothing else, a hatchet has been buried. Thank you, Cody, for being here. God, I wish it was under better circumstances.
It is now time for the fans bring the weapons match.
I feel like a broken record, but if you have seen violence, you've seen violence at a level of a 7. The War Wrestling Hall of Famer and Triple Crown champion Orlando Christopher,
Introducing
led
first,
by Jack Cedar Goose.
going into the ring,
They're trying to ratchet up a
Black.
violence level to 50.
In the gray wool. From the Rage Dojo, Orlando Christopher.
Whatever it is that you want to call this group, violence and mayhem follow them. And Orlando Christopher, you can make the case that he is a Mr. Anniversary Show. He might not have the wins to show for it, but there are performances in this building that go bigger than wins and losses. And speaking of bigger, his opponent tonight, last year, was in a Japanese death match in this event.
Making his way to the ring, the biggest man on the War roster today. Bro, maybe man isn't quite enough to describe him, because he's more than that. Hailing from Planet Husk, he's not just a man. He's a Beastman.
And it would appear he is on the hunt and ready to eat.
Bring the weapons match. King Kong Husk. Beastman.
deepest, darkest parts of West Virginia can't contain this monster.
It's a 1-on-4 match right now, and he found a crutch.
2 of them.
There are some sick individuals in this crowd. There are every time that there is a fans bring the weapons match. What could possibly be in that garbage can?
I can only speculate, and that's the thing. I have no idea. It was just the other month where Beastman had to go through a gauntlet match, an impromptu one, mind you, put up by Jexy Black. She put up a $10K reward, saying anyone who can beat Beastman tonight to make sure that he does not get to Orlando Christopher today, I will give you $10,000. Didn't work out. It went through 1, 2, 3, 4 men. The 4th man was Kronos.
Orlando sent the Grey Wolves and Jexy to the back. I'll be honest with you, I did not see that coming.
Neither did I.
I assumed OC would use the numbers. You go back, you think about the dirty, you think about all the boys from Michigan, you think about what he's done, but this is a chance to prove himself.
He's even sending Jexy to the back. But of course,
it also might be for her own protection, given who's opposing him.
I mean, you have to think it might also just been for that mind game. Get that opening jump start. Put a right hand for the Beastman. Yeah, that'll knock you right out.
Christmas ham to the face. I watched the ring move. Beastman in charge. OC almost resembles a wrestling match.
Very surprising, given our circumstances.
I feel like it's still early.
I think a small seismic earthquake just occurred.
Husk size earthquake. Again, like I said, remember last year, Orlando Christopher was in a triple threat for the Respect title. I mean, he was going for a cutter, but he was cut down. And just the bounce he took off that ladder, Beastman going for the cover.
That belly-to-belly wasn't enough, but Orlando Christopher is definitely already hitting that like 60% gauge. That is quite the beating to take from the behemoth of the Beastman.
Trying to call a timeout.
I noticed, though, he's slowly crawling his way towards the weapons can.
I wouldn't let Beastman come anywhere near me. I'd crack it with whatever I could find. Ladders and tables in the entryway for the main event for the World Wrestling Championship. But Beastman's thinking, these are my tables.
You made the mistake of putting them out there. I get to use them.
As if he needed more weapons. The man is a huge weapon just on 2 feet himself.
I was just going to say, he's classified as his own.
Ouch. And remember, you cannot win this match on the outside. No matter what happens, Beastman missed a headbutt. You have to pin your opponent in the match. So whatever happens, you can beat the man half to death, but you still have to carry him. And this is kind of a harder thing, I would imagine, for OC back into the ring to get the pinfall to win the match.
Absolutely. Did you notice when Beastman missed that headbutt, the entire staging just like almost toppled?
I noticed the girls in the front row trying to take selfies. This is not going to end well. OC with a full head of steam and the dive.
I think half our crowd just got knocked over.
I think he just pancaked the other half. OC angrier than usual.
Ever since Orlando Christopher came back and joined the Grey Wolves,
took
over the Wikked and kicking out Amos. He's had this whole new level of attitude. Though really, let's not kid ourselves. This isn't a new Orlando Christopher. This is just an Orlando Christopher that he decided not to roll with for a while.
Yeah, that he figured out how to suppress.
Orlando is a man who's very set up on what's best for me. It just so happened that as of recently, what's best for him is for the betterment of everyone else. And now
it's a select handful.
True. Though now, as of late, it's what's best for me is what's best for my business, and my business is treating everyone else as dirt under my shoe.
Let's see this flew.
I think Beastman is going to turn Orlando Christopher into dirt under
I think it
his
was a
shoe.
smart move, by the way, on OC's part, because he actually moved that entire barrel of weapons back to the entranceway where Beastman had to go get to it. It kind of saves him a second, and is that a paint can?
There's a paint can, there's crutches, there's a trash can lid.
Shocker's not a oh, and he spiked him! OC didn't need any of it. He used what he brought with him.
We've seen him carry the spike with him for the past little while, and now it's really coming into play here. Other things I see in there,
Is
I
that
see
a keyboard?
There's a keyboard. There's is that a Volusia?
OC just tearing through the skull of Beastman. He's already bloody. Now it's his blood all over. That can't be hygienic.
Neither can that.
Smoke him if you got him, I guess.
What is that? That's just a wooden. That's just a dowel rod. Who just brought pieces of wood?
Looks like there's like an erector set. What the hell is going on? Oh,
there's curtain rods too, I think.
It's like a speak and say. It's a fishing rod, it looks like. Like a bamboo fishing rod used for 4th of July, which, by the way, will be in Bell Center, Ohio. Oh, I just caned him with it.
Beastman is used to being in the likes of a Tournament of Survival, touring over in Big Japan, also known for their death matches. Though I don't know if any of them have brought out some of the strange weaponry that Orlando Christopher is making use of right now.
It's a Gatorade bottle. It's like a washboard.
There's that, is it? I thought it was a trash can lid. Is that supposed to be like a shield?
I thought it was a hat.
Well, it's being used as one right now.
Oh my God! Oh, see, you're a sick son of a... I swear to God, he's enjoying it. Again, a keyboard.
Oh,
there goes X.
Flying.
There went X, Y, and Z.
Oh, I thought we still called it Twitter.
Could be. Hit it with a hashtag. He's only taken one of those. There's like a polo mallet. What is going on over there?
I
still trying to figure out if that's like a cookie tin or a paint can.
Michael, can I just say something real quick? Can I? Okay, well, first off, hold on. Beastman just did an enziguri. What the heck? I didn't know he could get off his feet like that.
Those words sound weird coming out of your mouth.
What? Is it the fact that I said them, or I said them in the order Beastman did an enziguri?
Yes.
We went through an emotional roller coaster in our previous match, and now I feel like we're going through the exact opposite in the sense of this isn't so much about like personal grudges. Okay, it is. This is just beating the hell out of each other for the heck of it.
Trash can, party of one.
Party of one. I should take this opportunity. We would be remiss to not mention what brought us here in the first place. Beastman was formerly a part of the Wikked when he was the War Heavyweight Champion. Of course, being directed by Jexy Black. But as time went on, and especially as he got towards the end of his championship reign, when he was forced to vacate it, he became more disillusioned with the behavior and treatment of Jexy Black towards him. And eventually he said, you know what? I just want to have fun. Beastman just wants to do what Beastman does best, and that's beat people up. I don't need anyone else for that.
Oh, no.
And here we see it highlighted.
That was a Q at least. Now it looked like he hit a D.
Control, Alt, delete the nuts of one Orlando Christopher.
Up, down, ABBCA, I don't know, the whole contra code. Orlando fought right back with whatever that can is.
But
Did we just skip trash day and people just brought whatever they were going to throw away?
I think so. There's numerous water bottles here.
Whoa, Orlando with a face full of blood that is not his. Made a mistake.
Ever since Beastman broke away, Jexy has made it her personal mission to try and make the Beastman suffer. But I think all we've done right now with Orlando Christopher is the black hole slam. 1, 2. That wasn't it. I'm sorry. I was expecting to get cut off. I thought it was over. I thought it was over.
Security just throwing chairs. Wait, what the hell? This isn't Philadelphia.
Now they want one more. He wants one more.
This isn't Ritter and Swanson Street.
Ah, darn. Give him another one. Security, serve as a middleman, please.
Security is helping.
There you go.
That's not how security works.
I mean, what? Do you want them to throw it and directly hit Beastman in the head?
Oh, Beastman, what kind of low bridge?
What the heck? I've seen some chair death machines before. This one's new.
OC saw it and he said, I don't, please no. Oh!
I mean, it's legal.
It wasn't even a keyboard. Is he got a croquet mallet?
Oh, that's what I thought was a Palooza earlier. The chairs didn't bend, Michael. The chairs didn't bend. Please.
He's done. One,
please let this
two,
be it.
Three. Again, how?
Orlando Christopher, you are an insane man. If I were him, I would have just let it end. I'd be like, no, what? Nope, I'm good. I'm good.
I'm pretty sure that Barney is going to have to fill out a police report later as a victim or a witness to a victim of a crime.
At this rate, Barney's going to be a victim too.
Beastman looking for the over. I think he was going clothesline, but instead he ends up on his feet. OC, can you fly?
Oh,
for the triple jump, and there it is on the top. Took out Beastman.
By the dawn of Orlando's light.
Just a boy destroying his beast. But keep in mind, too, all of those thumbtacks that are over there.
See, yeah. Well, we couldn't really put them anywhere else, so they're kind of just into the ring. They could be brought back in at any point. I don't know if you want to use them, but you know.
And would be completely legal. This, by the way, is the semi-main event for tonight. Still, that championship you see up there. So Orlando Christopher not ingratiating himself to fans. Oh, running stomp! And he knocked the light out.
We took out the light. Oh, come on, guys. Now we're a snuff film. We took out all the lights.
Yeah, I think they're on the same system.
Did they just chant what I thought they did?
There's a good chance that whatever you think they might be chanting tonight, that they probably are. Orlando Christopher willing to go to any depths to destroy a beast. Maybe to become one himself.
I'm glad one of the two of us is able to keep this going.
Oh, remember, Orlando Christopher set this up early. And Beastman, fall-away slam onto the guardrail. That entire thing is OC's fault, so to speak, because he put that in play.
I entirely forgot it was even there until you mentioned it, and my eyes just went wide, and I just muttered, "Oh no!" Oh great! All right, we're going into the crowd again, guys. Learn the lesson of your friends across the way. Just move. Just move.
Remember, Beastman went into the crowd at War 22, threw apart the ring when he did it, as he just launched Orlando Christopher into the section across the way.
I hope we still have chairs for people to sit in.
Oh, he just took a swing at security.
Yes. Well, security's down. Normally that's
Knuckle
a fine.
Sandwich party of one?
Normally that's a fine. We'll address that later.
I guess it's legal if it's in the context of this match. Orlando, as long as they stay over there. They're on the opposite side of where we are. Somebody just paid money for that chair.
It's still, you can still sit in it. It's not bent.
I don't want any part of any of this.
Crowd are having to move up to, as we're getting closer and closer to
He just sandwiched him in the wall. I think Beastman heard that the concessions are half off for hot food over there at this point.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Instead, he just made lunch out of Orlando.
Yeah, I don't think you're getting your pizza anymore. Sorry to tell you.
Security just waving at people to move. It is a wild scene.
I mean, what can you do?
No. They're headed this way.
I don't like that.
OC is in a chair just strung out as Beastman now on the move. Cannonball! They're going to find him 3 towns over.
Whoever built that chair, I want to hire them because how did that stay sturdy? That's like titanium.
But remember, all of this damage has to turn into a pinfall in that disaster zone that we're calling a ring. Husk rings out through the building.
The War Wrestling fans are sickos.
Clearly. No. Beastman is pointing up.
Yeah, no, stop that. Don't you dare.
There are a lot of people coming our way, and I don't have a good feeling about any of this.
Oh, no.
Beastman is thinking about coming up. I did not see where OC went, but he's on his way up the stairs in a second.
Maybe they're still at the stairwell. Maybe they won't.
Beastman might be carrying him up the stairs. Straight. Oh, I thought it was going to be a right hand, but he just straight chopped him. And OC is laid out on the chairs.
Yeah, he's in a bed of them.
Similar to what kind of the reversal of what we saw earlier on. Is Beastman? Where in the hell is Beastman going? No, Beastman is coming this way.
Oh no. No.
We saw this last year near where we're sitting at, but that's an entirely different thing.
That is 400 plus pounds of man.
When John Paul got thrown off, it was much different than when Beastman made his way up, and Orlando Christopher said, I will be no part of this.
I've never been more relieved in my life. Okay.
He just walked off.
Good. That's okay.
Threw a chair right in his face.
I'll take that over the alternative.
Beastman, OC is looking at him as if he's going to try to break Beastman's neck.
Oh, he absolutely is about to. As he's about to give him a concerto on the wall.
The chair bent in half. And they are on their way back up here.
Oh, God, not again. Oh, no.
Those 2 chairs, precarious in their placement. Now we've got Beastman and Orlando Christopher on their way up the stairwell.
I just saw Beastman's hand reach out from the side of your head. Oh, God.
Orlando Christopher, this is not the context of a wrestling match.
No.
It's the context of a murder.
Jarrus and Alex Lynch, are you coming to give some like?
Well, here comes
some
Jarrus.
time to your teammate's head.
Again, Orlando Christopher, who sent out his goons. Now on the other side, Amos and Kronos are on their way out, and all hell has broken loose again.
Look, I will take this over someone getting thrown out the balcony.
It is big trouble in Little Lima right now. What is, again, here's Amos and Kronos right behind us.
They're taking on the Grey Wolves. It's the first match all over again.
Kronos fighting his way. Alex Lynch, now Orlando Christopher with it. I don't know what's in his hand, but the insanity that is those other four. What in the hell is going on?
The Grey Wolves and the original Wikked now slugging away at one another on the outside.
So the idea has been that Beastman and Orlando Christopher have wanted to throw each other off at Orlando with a Gatorade bottle to the face. So Beastman, oh no. Orlando's trying to get away, but he's going the wrong way.
Orlando. Oh, no.
Orlando he's in a bad spot, teetering on his way on the side. Beastman straight right hands. Still Orlando on the windup, poked him right in the eyes. So there's no way we're doing that. Orlando up on the top. Beastman's got him by the throat.
You
all
idiot!
the way to the top and down. Orlando Christopher.
Hey, Michael, important thing to remind everybody of.
Beastmen can't fly?
We need to get that corpse into the ring.
He still cannot pin him, but he's got to pick Orlando up and carry him back to the ring. Just mass destruction. In a night full of crazy-ish, I don't know that that's not the most. Beastman now stalking what's left of either whoever you believe the Wikked are.
And now he's just swinging. Beastman's just swinging at security and fans.
Orlando Christopher was thrown off the balcony.
Our photographer and videographer is please, for your own safety, get out of the way.
Even Ryan, smartest guy in the building, backed up, got the hell out of there. But still, the plunder in the ring, and Beastman, I don't know that he's not going to have to try to kill Orlando Christopher to get him to lose this match.
Oh, hi, Jexy. Welcome back. What a time. But now, with that bone that Beastman covets, that wasn't that effective.
I don't feel like that was very smart on Jexy's part.
It's really all you did is just give Beastman his bone back on a silver platter. Wait, is he about to?
And he was gonna go for what he did earlier on and just tried to stab him. Bone shot to the head.
He did stab Beastman with the spike.
Good night,
it was
sweet
nothing.
prince. 1 and 2. How? Well,
yeah,
Jesus.
No, that's how.
1,
that's how.
2, 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this match, King Kong Husk.
So, Michael, what do you think did it? Was it the fall off of the balcony? Or was it the fact Orlando Christopher just went spine first into a dino bone?
Yes. It's the fact that he picked the fight with the wrong beast. We'll see. He's going to have to regroup. How about now? Is there any way to stop the gigantic beast who now has possession of a win over Jexy Black's newest leader in Orlando Christopher, and also
is that popcorn?
A handful of popcorn for the crowd. and possession of his bone.
I mean, Beastman wanted to throw some popcorn out of the crowd, but they said, no. We have enough to clean.
Somehow, some way, we still have the World Wrestling Championship on the line in a TLC match as Jimmy Shane tries to unseat the reigning champion in a crash.
Folks, this night has been wild, and I'm sure it's only going to be capped off as such. Beastman, stop trying to steal the money. It's main event time here at the War 23rd anniversary. And this couldn't be a bigger matchup if we tried. The man who was suspended from War Wrestling for over 6 months due to his actions in attacking Ripper Blackhearts.
But yet was here every night.
Yes, he still found a way in. Has found a way not only to get himself reinstated, but has managed to find himself with a title shot in the main event of the War 23rd anniversary event in a tables, ladders, and chairs match. And as you can see, hanging up high, the coveted War Heavyweight Champion.
Not only the fact that he got himself a championship shot, but remember, he beat the War Wrestling Kentucky.
He is the king of the horses. He's a whole lot of dude. War Wrestling Heavyweight Champion,
364 days as a War Wrestling Champion, dating back to May of 2025 at War 22, when he won it in almost his spot he's standing in now, in a whole lot of dude and crash. He's beaten Jimmy Shane back in July last year in Bell Center and defended his War Wrestling Championship, but tonight it's a completely different thing because Jimmy Shane, he can pretty much do anything. He can sell out anything to win the War Wrestling Championship. The only thing that he has to do is do what he's been trying to do for years. Ascend to the top of the mountain and grab the title. Everything else is equal.
Jimmy Shane, very interesting in the fact that he is not accompanied by the Krue. We saw them successfully defend the Tag Team Championship earlier tonight.
All three of them.
All three of them did, yes. But they're not out here with Jimmy right now. The question remains, is this Jimmy wanting to do it the right way? Or is this Jimmy having some scheme for later on?
More likely.
Jimmy Shane currently investigating under the ring, only finding the pure bits of destruction from the past 2 matches.
If he finds anyone down there, I won't be shocked. The way that this event has gone, we just saw Orlando Christopher thrown off the top of the scaffolding. Jimmy Shane said, I don't like the ladder in the entryway. Screw this, I'm getting my own ladder.
He thinks it's taller.
It's like $150. He got it from Home Depot.
Yeah.
Not the one here because it closed, but Crash knew what he was doing.
And Crash is just like, all right, you want to do that? Nuh-uh. We're not doing that. Not this early.
And if you notice, Jimmy Shane, at the back of his shirt, says War Wrestling Champion.
It's like he's
trying to manifest it.
I've seen on social media as well that him and the Krue have created their own Instagram page called Krue Wrestling in the styling of the War Championship logo. But the whole lot of dude is going to make sure that that does not come to pass. He is not going to let the Krue get their mitts on being the face of War Wrestling.
It's pretty hard to sing karaoke with a busted jaw, I think. Crash was not messing around. Just getting hit with a cinder block. Jimmy Shane, again, just thinking about the crazy way that he's been here. But it's not new to him to be at the head of a company and be their champion. I mean, you go back, look at what he's done, the OCW Triple Crown champion, the guys that he beat along the way, but he's not in a situation like this taking on a champion like Crash.
Whereas Crash, meanwhile, look at how he had to win the championship last year at War 22. He had to win a tournament to earn the opportunity to be in the main event of War 22, to challenge for the vacant championship against the man who also made it to the finals in Beastman, the previous champion, who had it vacated due to his own actions. And in a Japanese death match, the two of them quite literally tore this ring apart, plank by plank, practically doing the staff's job for the end of the night halfway through.
Yeah, and if Crash is going to be golden at the end of this, it's going to have to be how it's done right across the face of Jimmy Shane. And you got to inflict so much punishment before you even, I would imagine, and Crash demonstrated by throwing the ladder out of play before you even think about the ladder. Jimmy Shane, just worse for wear, trying to figure out where he is.
Whereas Crash knows exactly where he is, and he's going demon hunting.
Sent him all the way over, and Jimmy, this is the hardest thing. If you're Jimmy, if you get put through this table, Crash has got an easy avenue. Crash now, a whole lot of dude with a whole lot of steam on the run. Oh! He knocked out the lights again through the table. Bathed in darkness.
Such sheer force that the impact took out our lighting rig.
Sent him all the way back.
And Jimmy Shane's just celebrating.
If Jimmy's smart, he'll go get the ladder and climb up there.
He's almost disappointed the lights are back on. Oh, well, there he goes. Jimmy, if you want to win, don't you want people to be able to watch it?
Jimmy.
Well, how did he manage to pull out a chair that is as orange as the Nickelodeon logo?
Or pretty much everything that he's wearing. He's Michelangelo tonight. He's trying to paint himself a canvas.
Well, normally Jimmy Shane might be as much of a goof as Michelangelo, but unfortunately for the rest of us, he also has the intelligence of Donatello.
But what you don't realize about Jimmy Shane, scheming and calculating, the guys he's trained by, guys like Sherman Tank, they don't teach you all the tricks, but they taught him enough tricks to get him in a good spot. Oh yeah, and metal versus spine, metal wins most of the time.
That's putting it lightly. Jimmy Shane just posturing as if this is like a foregone conclusion.
Like I said, this is the oddity of the way that these matches work, about inflicting massive amounts of pain on your opponent. You can pick a match tonight, and we saw it. And the last three matches might have raised the bar of violence for War 24 next year.
Most definitely.
I mean, we saw someone get hit with a gun. Jimmy dropped toe hold. He used a wrestling move. It's a high school amateur wrestler sort of deal, but it's just kind of morphed a little bit.
Jimmy Shane, ever since he's been reinstated via defeating Crash, he's been proclaiming himself as the uncrowned war champion, to the point that he stole the war championship. And
he used it to bargain to get himself back.
Yep.
River Blackheart's not having a great couple of months. Jimmy looking for the spear. He's won a lot of matches with this.
The question is he's caught. Are we going for the D20 Death Valley Driver into the chair? That's a critical success.
Metal wins against Spine again. said this earlier on with a couple of other referees, but poor Peachy Rodriguez having to try to just figure out how to stay out of the way of the massive amount of chaos that is unfolding.
You have to imagine right now for both men that, in a sense, they're kind of seeing ghosts right now. Crash is probably having last year's main event currently fly through his head, being like, I won it then, I'm going to win this. Whereas Jimmy, who has had quite the long history here at War, having done an innumerable amount of things, having an innumerable amount of moments of pure destruction, has to be thinking, what could be coming next?
Crash, violence. Crash is the right word. Into Jimmy Shane's face. And again, all legal, choking Jimmy out with a ladder.
Let's think, like, who was the last person that brought this much level of damage to Jimmy Shane at War? I can tell you who. The man Jimmy Shane put in a body bag, Matt Taylor.
But we haven't seen since.
Yeah, and I haven't seen Matt Taylor at all in any capacity since then. I frankly think he might be with the fishes. That might be Gino's doing.
Or those orange chairs.
He might be hiding under there. Who knows?
I think they had a wholesale sale on those.
There is orange as Matt's
There's the
aviator
third one.
glasses.
I don't know what's going to happen here, but it's about to be Tennessee orange all across the face. Spine 3. Oh, wait. 0. Chair 3.
Something tells me that unlike Tennessee Orange, this is going to result in a national championship.
It's going to result in pain, which is like Tennessee Orange, I think. Ladder. You don't need that ladder.
It's twisted now. You can't use that one.
How about just striking a human being in the face with it? But if you didn't hear it, Crash yelled at Jimmy, "Jimmy, is this what you wanted?" Crash is making a point he would like for it to be louder as he's thinking about taking a high risk.
If he does this, then I think Jimmy Shane's neck might legitimately break.
13-year pro ascending the top rope, and Jimmy with a south of the border hello.
We saw Orlando Christopher do the same thing in the last match. Due to TLC rules, there is no disqualification. I don't like the look Jimmy Shane just gave us.
Just possessed. Crash. Jimmy with a smile on his face grabs Crash, and a massive power bomb broke the chair. Remember, none of this ends this match. It helps. But Jimmy then has to drag the 300-pound champion out of the way.
Go grab that ladder.
And climb up.
And not just get his hand on it, mind you. He needs to fully unhook it, too.
Yeah, unless his plan is to get Jake Ely and throw him up there.
And before anyone asks, no, we're not playing by the stupid your feet have to touch the floor while holding it rules.
Jimmy's got some other idea in mind. You got another table. Because remember, Crash went through the first one. He set it up in the corner on the outside and tried to put Jimmy down through it.
The amount of thumbtacks that are just falling off this table.
I'll be surprised if that just, unless Jimmy's trying to pat him out of there, if that doesn't come into play at some point.
I think he probably was, honestly. He's like, I don't want a part of that. That was other people's mess.
Feels like that would hurt.
He's here to inflict damage to other people, not himself. Oh God, he has another one, but a much smaller one.
Where does he keep getting these things?
Where can you find a table, like a wooden table that small nowadays?
Jake Ely, Jack Price, Jimmy Shane, Amos. All guys who have tried unsuccessfully to take the War Wrestling Championship from Crash. Crowd is routing into this match, though. And Jimmy found another short ladder. Someone earned some massive, membership points, I think, for the plunder that is underneath this ring.
I hope whoever paid for these got insane levels of cash back.
Probably just enough to stock War 24.
Oh, hey, that's one of the chairs from the crowd earlier.
Crash.
That Beastman asked for.
With a fastball, and he missed. A little bit more of a curve.
Jimmy ducked and only skid across his back.
Just shoved him right into the post.
Yeah, you saw his elbow banged into it. That ain't fun for anybody involved.
Jimmy with that broken ladder. It's again broken because it hit him in the face earlier.
Thank you, security, for actually getting these weapons of mass destruction out of the way.
I feel like security's had a rough night tonight. All the crazy things that have happened.
I mean, one of them got knocked unconscious. Though he's back, actually. He's our timekeeper currently.
Yeah, I think Beastman just straight canned him in the face. Crash face down on that chair, just trying to will himself back up or remember where or who he is. Jimmy's just jawing with the crowd.
Just every time Jimmy has that look in his face, like the devil's whispering in his ear, it just, you always know that it's always going to lead to something barbaric. And now he's just yelling into Krash's ear. You see that tile? That's mine. It's all mine. Then Crash.
He's biting him.
Biting his middle finger that he put in his face.
There have been less than 20 men who have held the War Wrestling Championship in 20 different title reigns. I think it's 18.
Across
this one has been so big for Crash. Think about the amount of guys in the building tonight who have held that championship. Apollo Starr, War Wrestling Hall of Famer, and just Jimmy trying to add to that. Just bounced the chair. Might have only just made him mad off of Crash's skull. Are you kidding me?
Is Crash?
Oh, got him with a spear.
There's that amateur football, that football background. Is Crash to the Hulk? Because who else can take a chair straight to the head, act like it's nothing, and then punch through it?
He wouldn't like Crash when he's angry. Which apparently he is, but credit Jimmy for a lot of things, because the calculated way in which he got himself back into War Wrestling. And again, you can talk about his methods, but for him, he did it in a way that he got back into War Wrestling, got himself into the title picture, and now gets himself a title opportunity. Why? Because he's been haunting the champion to the point the champion himself said, fine, let's do this.
Yeah. Admittedly, Crash wanted to do this sooner than this. Though through some finagling from River Blackheart, we ultimately wound up where we are now. Main event of War 23.
It's a ladder in play for the first time in the center of the ring, and Jimmy on a table.
And something tells me Crash is not climbing that with the intentions of grabbing the title immediately.
He's choosing violence, not soda pop for Jimmy. Jimmy, though, able to fight himself back up. He's going to try to... No, this is going to end poorly.
Careful, boys. That's your one good ladder. Now, Michael, I think we know what's about to happen.
Ichi Rodriguez is going to have to clean up the mess on aisle 1.
Yeah. That.
The question is, who goes? Both guys teetering with the ladder heading back. Crash got the... Well, Crash went all the way through, but Jimmy, I thought, hit the bridge of the table.
He did. It went into his sternum. Like metal part first.
an odd break that when Crash went through, the table bent up. And you see Picha Rodriguez pushing what used to be two different parts of that table.
In some weird way, I think that's the universe giving karmic justice. However, well, I said it before.
Because of course.
And you know the sad part is, it's all legal.
War Wrestling Tag Team Champions. Guess all three of them. The Krue sticking together like the rats that they are.
Like I said, they have designs to make War Wrestling into Krue Wrestling.
They beat up a kid.
They did. They did the bada bing, bada boom on a literal child.
Said 3G and good night. Now the Shane Chain. If you know anything about Jimmy Shane's journey here in War Wrestling, this is the longest callback ever. He has done so much damage, and he's going to do it to Crash.
And Crash spills to the outside. This is Jimmy's to lose at this point. What's stopping him?
This is who we want our champion to be. This guy.
Do we want it? No. But I'm going to be honest, Michael, I don't think we have a choice right now.
Jimmy is climbing up the ladder. Crash is flat out on his face on the outside. It's not a probability, it's an inevitability. Jimmy continuing to climb the ladder, trying to make himself famous.
All that separates Jimmy Shane from gold is 10 rungs, and he's halfway up them.
It's like the Shane Chain in his hand, and Crash trying to shake the cobwebs loose. And Jimmy is just 1 or 2 feet away as the monster has risen. Clearing out the table, and Jimmy just figured it out.
And admittedly, rather wise move on his part. Just being like, I'm not even gonna risk it. Not even gonna risk it.
Super kick from the Thunderweight. And the 3G from the Wise Men.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Just Crash, face full of blood.
I think it's time for the Shake Chain to
They're gonna try to put him through a table. The mini table in the corner, and Jimmy.
With the height of that table, if this connects, Crash is going neck first into the metal.
Come on. Years from now, you look back and you say, that's how I became World Wrestling Champion, and you're okay with that?
And
what
now,
a deplorable human being.
They're just burying him under every bit of rubble they can find.
Tables and guardrails and chairs.
Oh my.
The piranhas are circling.
They're even collecting chairs from the audience.
Jimmy's just over there smiling. They even got the ring bell. They got the timekeeper's table, for goodness sake.
There's no need for this. Aren't you a man? Just climb the damn thing.
Somewhere underneath is the World Wrestling Champion is Jimmy. Not like this. Are you kidding me? This is how this ends. Almost a decade and a half for Jimmy Shane to become World Wrestling Champion, and this is how it happens. A hand on the title belt.
He's having trouble unfastening it from the mechanism.
And Jimmy Shane is the World Wrestling Champion. For years, Jimmy Shane came as a cameraman. He came as the guy who tags along, the trainee, the green boy. He went through being a tag team wrestler, the winners with Robbie Starr. Turned on everyone. But in this moment, in this instant, it all pays off because buried under the rubble of what was a successful championship reign somewhere is Crash. And the era of the Krue has begun. Wait.
What the heck? Is that?
What is the War Wrestling Hall of Famer,
That we just inducted tonight, mind you.
the former War Wrestling Champion. That's Mojo!
Mojo McQueen.
Jimmy, you can't celebrate if you're dead. He's gonna try to take Mojo on. He's gotta be out of his damn mind.
And Mojo just taunted him, saying, do it.
The Krue is saying, let's get out of here.
Earlier I mentioned ghosts. Ghosts of the past. Yeah, this ain't just a ghost, this is the damn Holy Spirit.
Jimmy looks like he's seen the boogeyman. And again, Pichi Rodriguez trying to figure out how to unbury the War Wrestling Champion, or now the former War Wrestling Champion in Crash. 364 days gone. Day number 1 in the reign of the Shameless One. It is going to be an interesting summer all across Ohio in War Wrestling. When we get back in September, the terrifying reign of Jimmy Shane. Not if Mojo has something to say about it. Can't say enough about Crash and his reign, though.
He was a fighting champion through and through, but unfortunately the numbers game just caught up to him.
He fought 4 different men throughout the course of that match, but it was the 5th one who got the job done. Chaos all night long. What does Mojo, who's asking for a microphone, have to say? Poignant. The return of Mojo. What does that mean for Jimmy Shane's title reign? All of these answers will be in September when we get back here inside the Bradfield Community Center. Just an insane night of action at War 23. Jimmy Shane is the War Wrestling Champion.
I never thought that I would see the day.
That's what we have to offer you here tonight. Thank you so much for watching and supporting what we are doing here. For Bryce T and Michael McCormick, have a great night and an even better tomorrow from all of us here at War Wrestling.
Thank you for joining us for War 23, and here is to War 24. Peace.